And the dark screen was to keep you in suspenders, Matt. Good evening, ladies and gents, and welcome back to GKP Live.
Did you say keep me in suspenders then?
Yeah, the black screen. Did you looked a bit panicky?
Suspense. I thought you said suspenders.
No, keep you in suspenders. Yeah, I know you like to wear them, so it's obviously just to keep you in them. I definitely meant to say suspenders, not suspense. Rick will be joining us. He's got to take Ezra out, so he will be on slightly later with us. I'm sorry I'm a little bit running behind, guys. I have to call to see my parents on my way home from today's adventures. So I had to stop in and say hello to them and make sure everything were okay. So we're good to go. There is a few topics and a few questions to have a natter and a chat about, but we also have a big topic to talk about, which is what, Matt, do you think?
Your trip to Japan.
No, how much of a bunch of lying bastards you lot are with all the bullshit that you tried to spin me last Thursday before I went to Japan. So, folks, for all those that's wondering, if anybody needs, I've got a Japanese box of phrases that never got used. I have a pair of chopsticks that never got used. I have a pair of slippers that never got used, ever. And was there something else? Yeah, there was something to do with women and the shoe sizes. No, none of them's true. It was perfectly normal. There was a language barrier, obviously, because I'm broad Yorkshire and they're fluent Japan, and that was hard work, even with the guy, which is Atsume, was doing all his translating for him. Even he found me a little bit difficult to understand at times. But what a trip, man! What a trip! I don't even know where to start. I don't even know. Well, I do actually. I do know where to start, and I know that I did say this a lot in the videos. Wow, wow, wow,
And Jeff,
wow again.
And Jeff always said, "I know,
I know."
I know."
There was a lot of start with the freebies. I shall start with the freebies, Susan. I will. I'll start with the freebies. The first one that I got is obviously, goddamn, there's the calendar there from Dainichi. I got a free calendar from Dainichi, which is absolutely mint, and that is the obviously first month and the second on every one. It's a pretty cool calendar, actually. Some nice pictures of some really lovely fish. The second one that I got, I know it wasn't this Issa t-shirt. I purchased this because I couldn't get one for free. But I did get from, and I want you guys out there to take note of this, because honestly, I don't think the guys that do this kind of thing get enough appreciation. Matt, you'll understand where I'm coming from when you see how much this guy does for you. Mr. Nishikigoi, I got a full-on hoodie from Mr. Nishikigoi, which is Atsume and Misha. Misha and Atsume are partners in a business where they basically do the guided tour. I mean, the guy did everything with us. He took us round Tokyo. I don't think that was normal. I don't think that would be the normal thing that they would normally do. But he actually literally took us around Tokyo, doing a bit of sightseeing, and took us out for a full afternoon, straight evening, and a wander around, seeing all the sights in Tokyo, which was absolutely mint. It was fantastic. Proper loved it. I had a right good laugh with them. But then obviously his job then is to take you out to all these koi farms and for him to negotiate deals and everything else. But the guy himself did above and beyond what I would consider what was a normal working day. Even to an evening of coming out, made sure that you got your tables booked, your rooms were booked, your hotels were booked, everything. The guy did absolutely everything. Alongside him and Ryan, I personally think got treated like royalty. I mean, it was mint. It was an A-class experience with a fantastic delivery from both Ryan and Atsume. So to you guys, and to you, Marcus, for obviously paving the way and helping us get there, a massive big thanks. And also thanks to Kevin as well from Exclusively Koi, because without you guys, I would have never seen any of that. And yeah, that would have been sadly missed if I'd have not got to do something like that. I can say I've been there, hopefully. I will be. I will, whether I've got to save for months or years and years or whatever it might be, I will be going back, and I will go back to that country because it is absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing, Matt. You are going to love it, mate. You really are.
I can't wait. Rick messaged me during the week, mate, I haven't had more than 3 hours sleep any night this week, and it's just dawned on me. I'm actually excited about going.
Have you got on the actual Thursday night on the live, when I sat here and we were talking about going, I'd literally got butterflies. I was nervous. I was nervous about going, and it weren't about the flight because I'm not bothered about flying. Oh my, somebody needs to do something about that. God damn it, that flight is, yeah, it's not good. When you sat in 14 hours like that next to some guy outside you, and he's trying not to nudge your elbow, and you're not trying to nudge his, and I think by the end of it, we're both like, get me off this damn plane. But other than that, the flight is forever. On the way back, it didn't feel as bad. But on the way there, because I was so anxious to get there and so buzzing to get there, so excited to get there, I was like, God damn it. But yeah, wait till you see it out there, mate.
Well, it's going to be awesome.
There is a lot to be said for the culture that they've got out there.
Explain the roads, Gaz, because everybody sees the roads.
The roads are amazing, right? Bearing in mind that we went to bed, got up in the morning, there were 2 foot of snow on top of what was already there, which was quite minor, quite a small amount. 2 foot deep of snow, and you'd expect the whole world to come to a complete standstill, as it does over here with just 2 inches. You think, yeah, this is nothing. They've got little sprinkler systems that slightly pop up and raise out of the floor, and water squeezes out and squirts out of it everywhere. And all that water just washes all snow away. The ramps that go up to the dual carriageways that you join on, entranceways onto them, they've got like barriers down, same as ours have. But along top of those barriers, they've got pipe work that goes across that sprays water jets, and it's lukewarm water that comes out that melts the road entrance slip and all the highways into like the 7-Elevens or the shops or the supermarkets or the complexes and the public streets and all that kind of thing in the busy built-up areas. They've got literally warm water that washes away the snow everywhere. It's mad, absolutely crazy. But it just, like, they've got some of them where they attach a hose to it and they stab loads of hoses in them all the way along them. And when they stab those hoses in, they've little water jets that come on, which are brilliant, by the way. If you've got Ryan in front of you or Jeff behind you, you can jump on them hoses and it squirts the water out like 6 foot in air. Brilliant. I got both of them doing that. But they've got them across the car parks, so it keeps all the snow in the car parks clear. Whereas over here, you know, we can't even get a grit up road with more than 6 to 8 inches on streets, can we? But
6 foot in the air, guys. That's about 2.5 feet above Ryan.
Well, yeah, I missed Ryan and I got Jeff that was slightly behind him, but I did manage to jump on it early while Ryan were a bit closer and squirt his leg with it. And everybody was trying to get each other doing it as well. Absolutely, it was absolutely mint, absolutely fantastic. That was the most. What's the best way of putting it? That was one of the most things that I thought, well, what a genius invention. And then I sat on a toilet seat. My God.
No, please, guys.
Toilet seat, that shocked me because it was hot, not because it was cold. It was literally warm. I thought, this is cool as hell. I mean, I'm not so keen on the jet wash under your ass, but that was still quite funny. I experienced it, but it weren't something I relived many times. I had a couple of goes, try to see if it was something I could get used to, but yeah, not for me. Having a jet wash blast the no thanks. It's not. It's an exit hole, not an entrance hole. Don't want getting blasted up there. That worse, because you've got different forms of pressure. You can really whack it up and give your bum a right blast, or you can have it quite a lower one. So yeah, that's a bit of an experience. But there's other stuff, like you go into a bar, go into toilets, and obviously normally these are like unisex, so the males or females toilets. So you walk in there, it sees you. I don't know if it works. Well, the toilet seats come up, and then you do what you're going to do. The toilet seat goes down, and the toilet flushes itself. You don't even have to touch anything. And then when you come out, you're presented by a little metal tray with this little cloth inside, and you pop open a little bag, take it out. It's piping red hot. Wash your hands, clean your hands off, and then you go sit down. And yeah, proper. It's mad. Every meal that you sit to, or every time you go sit down, you give them one of these little white towels, wet, warm towels to wash off and clean yourself with prior to having your meal. It's absolutely fantastic. And the food, oh my God. Wow. Do you like something different, Matt? Do you like different types of foods?
Yeah, I'll literally eat anything. Squid, octopus, cuttlefish.
Yeah. I had squid, I had octopus, I had salmon, I had tuna, all sushi dishes, and everything was out of this world. It was unreal. Really, really nice. But the best one, now I know there's a guy called Kev that don't particularly like this, but the best one is the ramen. That is absolutely mint. But you've not got to be polite. You can't just, you got to, slurp it up, man. I had it over my glasses and it was flicking me underside at chin and what have you. But I had a guy at the side of me that was at sick faces. The ramen's nice. It's really good. It's probably Look, there we go. Look, vomited. It's really nice. I had three or four different types of flavors to it, and every one of them I really enjoyed. Proper good. Food is rank. It's lovely. It's absolutely lovely. But yeah, I enjoyed everything. Even the McDonald's out there, they've got these burgers called samurai burgers. Samurai burgers are like our Big Macs, but with a nice sauce in them instead of, like our Big Mac. It's got this other type of sauce in, and everybody that had a samurai burger all went, God damn it, I wish I got two. So you got to try one of them. Try McDonald's samurai burger because they're well good, way better than what our burgers are over here, and bigger as well. Anyway, yeah, really good. Really enjoyed it. You're gonna love it, mate. Now then, there is a little story I have to tell you about something that went completely tits up after the perfect day. Now, there might be a few of you in here that already know. And I know there are people out there that have got footage of it. I don't have it anymore because I had to delete it to make room for things to follow later on. But I'm pretty sure at some point it'll be sent to me or I'll receive it again. And if it does, I will happily share it then. But I haven't got it on my phone, so I can share it with you. But we went to several koi farms, and I've forgotten the name of the farm that we were actually at. It was the one where I was throwing the koi food in, and all those little metallic fish were all going crazy. And I said right at the very end, God, that is absolutely brilliant. I could do that all day long. Right at that point when I said I could do that all day long, yeah, everything went wrong. Oh, Marasakas. There we go. That's the one. Yeah, we're at the gentleman's koi farm. And I have to say a massive big thank you to this gentleman, because at the point where I'd finished that bit, I was facing down towards the door to walk out. And I pulled my phone. I shall show you so you can see. I pulled my phone out of this, which is my little cradle thing. Now, it's quite a strong spring. So I popped my phone out of it, and in doing so, it popped out and I dropped my phone. It hit the floor. I thought I was getting messages then. It hit the floor. When it bounced off the floor, it bounced back towards my boots with a big rubber toe on the front of it, hit the boot and landed splosh straight in the middle of this massive, great big fat of some, I don't know, I think he said something like 5,000 fish in there. And I'm thinking, oh my God. I looked at Jeff. Jeff looked at me. We both went, oh, fuck. And I watched my foot. My phone was floating on top of all these fish. And then it did this. And it sunk straight to the bottom. And I was like, shit. So I went straight over to Ryan and said, I've just dropped my phone in pond, man. He went, you're joking? I went, no, I'm not joking. I've just dropped my phone in pond. It's just fallen in there. Jeff put a bucket right in front of it so that we knew exactly where it dropped in. And he went, it couldn't have been in one of the worst. That's the worst pond that you could have dropped in. And I'm thinking, why? What, how could it be any worse, whatever pond it were in? And he said, that pond's over 2 meters deep. So I thought, oh, shit. Obviously, there's a lot of torsi in there and the water's discoloured like hell. And I'm thinking, well, what am I going to do? And he says, have you got a net? He said, well, it's not going to make a difference if we get a net because the net's round, but the pond is sloped and it slopes to a point. Exclusively Kai says, I've got the pictures. Aaron, post them, and send them to me in Messenger, and I will share them with you. Anyway, so obviously, I'm like, that's my phone. Is everything on it? Everything, although everything's all on there, all the whole job lot, everything, all my information, all the videos, all the content that I've done. I'm screwed. What am I going to do? What? Anyway, so they finished with the fish that they were sorting out and they were purchasing and they were netting and they were moving over. Turned around and said, right, let's get a net. So the gentleman, Marasuka, got a net and he put it in and he said, oh, I think I felt something. And I'm thinking, oh, yes. And then he went, no. He lifted the net, nothing there. After 10 or so of it, backwards and forwards, I'm thinking, well, this could be anywhere now. This could be absolutely anywhere. So what we're going to do, I said, look, he said, I said, can I get in to see if I can find it? And they were like, you want to get in? I said, yeah. So I said, I'm not leaving my phone in there. It's an expensive phone. I'm not leaving it in there. So he's like, well, okay, I'll go get you some goggles and the towel. So off he goes. And then I thought, well, I got nothing else. So I doffed off right down to my boxer shorts and I jumped in. And when I jumped in, I thought, he says it were like, I think he said it were 18 degrees. No way on this earth was it anywhere near 18 degrees. It was absolutely freezing. So after shivering like crazy, and I've pretty much practically given up, I dived under. He brought the goggles, so I jumped out, put the goggles in and got back in again. And he stood there thinking, I can't believe you're doing this. Can't believe you're going in there. Everybody's looking at me like I'm wrong in head. So I asked for a plank so that I could stand and hold onto the plank a little bit because the water was too deep to be able to touch. So I'm holding on and I'm holding onto this plank. And he said, have you any idea where it might be? And I was like, I have no idea. So I'll move it closer to the edge and I'll start having a look for it and see if I can. I'll go underneath and come back up and I can hold onto this, get my breath back and go under. That was the process. I literally took one step forward and put my foot straight on top of it. So I grabbed hold of it with my toes, passed it up, put it out and climbed out. And then obviously, let's see, here we go. This is embarrassing. So here we got me. This is just to prove it. Swimming with about 5,000 fish. This isn't embarrassing at all, but there we go. We got me there in my boxer shorts, jumping in, freezing my ass off. And then we've got Ryan here. Have we got any volume?
He dropped his phone in the pond and in he went. And I've also got one very happy breeder.
So obviously then,
as always, the first time for everything in Japan.
So obviously then we got all that going on, and I'm thinking, what an absolute twat I've just made of myself. So I come walking out here to listen to these lot all cheering and shouting, and the phone fully working. So I was absolutely buzzing my tits off because I managed to be able to get my phone back, and I managed to be able to keep all the information. And more importantly was the one that would kind of peed me off more than anything is I'd done a video for Ryan and for Kev, and I'd got all that information was on my phone. And the gentleman that had done as the fish and the grow on and everything had just been taken into hospital. So I knew there were no way we could get back there to go do that filming again. So I was really pissed at myself for doing what I'd done. But yeah, I've now that pond is officially named the GKP pond. So I'm the first proud member of the official pond owner in Japan. Not only do I now have a special relationship with Marasaka, I also own the middle pond, which is going to get a plaque put up and put on it GKP's pond. So yeah, what an absolute nightmare. So honestly, guys, that was day 3 in. The fact that you got any more content from there on was an absolute miracle. But it was a waterproof phone. I played a few high-pitched volume tracks through it, therefore after. And after that, then it all worked perfectly normal. So, and I'm getting these pictures sent in from loads of people. I didn't even know that they even had that video. So yeah, like an idiot, I'm that guy that dropped his phone in there. But that is the gentleman at Marasaka that was good enough to let me get in there, swim in there, find it. And he brought me a towel and a pair of goggles on. I want to wipe myself down. I turned his white towel completely filthy from all monkey crap all over me. And then proceeded to sit and shiver my absolute arse off all the way back in the car. And I was absolutely freezing. Bearing in mind, it was -2 or 3 degrees, maybe -4 outside with the snow, and I'm out there swimming in my boxer shorts in somebody's pond. But I'm cold, but had to be done.
What do you reckon is what's the most memorable thing then, guys?
The most memorable thing, mate. Well, I'm never going to forget that one, am I? That is for sure. I'm never going to forget making myself look a bit of an ass doing that. But to be fair, the most memorable thing, I would have said, more than anything, I would have said the koi show, because I was genuinely blown away with the koi show. The level and the quality of those fish at that show, it's mad, mate. Yeah, I've seen big koi over here, and I am not in any way, shape, or form being disrespectful to anybody, because I know everyone that shows their fish have got far better quality fish than what I've got. But the body mass difference and the size of those fish over there is something else. The actual diameter of those fish and the mass of those fish at 85, 95 cm, that blew me away. I never expected to see fish that big. I've seen 95 cm fish in length, but the mass of those fish in comparison was nuts. The grand champion fish was actually carried in by 3 people in a 1.5 meter bag, and 3 fully grown men had to carry that fish in, which is, that just goes to show the weight of that fish, the size of the fish, and the bulk of that fish to be able to carry it in, and what size of scale it, or, you know, what it took to do that size of thing. But that was probably the show. The show and the trip round Tokyo will be something, mate, I'll never forget. But because going round Tokyo, we at Sushi, when he took us round, that was a little bit of something extra that he gave us and he did with us that I probably wouldn't have got to see just going on a normal trip to Japan. He went the extra mile with us being there overnight from the second day of the show, and then in the morning moving on and going on to, you know, Ryan went to go meet the other clients that were coming, which was the winner, which was Rob and Colin. He went to go meet them at the airport and pick them up, and we went with Sushi and off to his hotel and over into up into Nagata. So for him doing that, and the show will be, yeah. The only way to explain it, Matt, was if you went. You got to go to the shows over there and experience the difference of their shows to our shows. Yeah, man, it's nuts, mate. 1,000 vats with over 2,000 fish, or over 1,000 vats with over 2,000 fish, and trying to go around all them and look at all them. And I never got round them all, but the amount of fish that we saw and the quality of the fish that we saw and the ones that we missed and saw the day after, and still being wowed by fish that, you know, over here, if you go around the show, you can look at them and you can think, wow, some beautiful fish. Yeah, lovely. Wow, next one. And you can get round them in 2 hours. If you went round them and you weren't recording them, and you can look at them and think, wow, beautiful fish, really like that, particularly like this one more than that one, or whatever. But there wasn't even enough time to get round them all, to be able to look at every fish and think. But to see a 7 cm fish, and I'm not joking, to see a 7 cm fish with as much quality as in my opinion, with as much quality as the grand champion fish, because it won an award at 7 cm. This little fish had body shape profile, and if you look at the actual fish that's now been officially, you know, taken the photograph by the official photographer that did them, you could quite honestly pass that fish off as a 50, 60 cm fish if you didn't know, because it's got the body profile of a far, far, far bigger fish than this little thing. But there were small little numbers that were entered that was immaculate, and the patterns and the body shape were mint from start to finish. I didn't see a single fish where you could go, do you know what, that's not really my cup of tea. That's not a nice fish. There wasn't one. Every single fish you looked at, you thought, God damn, wow, look at that, look at this, look at the other, you know, whatever it might have been. Look at the Benny on that. I mean, goshkies. Yeah. The genuine me going, wow, oh, wow, and Jeff saying you're going to be blown away when you see this. Come on, look at this, guys. That was legit. Legit walking around thinking, wow, wow, look at that. It was yeah, it was out of this world. The show was fantastic, and the detail that they go into, the awards, even though I didn't know what was really being said as much as the trophies. Man, trophies were fucking huge, great big massive things. It just seemed, grand, like a big grand gesture. And then obviously from the first show to the first day of the show to the second day of the show, we got invited to all the people that were involved in the show. We're all having a big meal and a big event in the evening, and we got invited to go to that. And then you're going out and you sit in, you pop down to a smoking room so you can have a quick vape, and you're in a smoking room and you've got the likes of Dianici and Issa all stood there, and Jeff and me walk in and go and blow out a massive great big cloud, and they all go, oh, like that, and then end up having to sit and having a bit of a broken English chat with them, or our English to their broken English, trying to communicate back and forth, but talking about vapes and cigarettes that they were using and having a laugh with them. And then, fantastic thing that you'd never ever get a chance to do ever again. So there's lots of things, Matt, really, that would be things that I'd never forget, because you can't, can you? Have a breath. Gaz, remember to take a breath. This is the thing that I've sat here and I've done this with Matt and talked with him for a week already. It literally is that amazing. It's unbelievable. The scenery out there is absolutely breathtaking, especially in winter. To sit there and in a car driving down a road thinking, God, look at all the snow. And then we go out the day after and there's even more and there's more and there's more. Day after day, there's getting more and more snow. I couldn't help but film it for every single video. You was vaping between scenes in your video. That was a snow wintry scene transition. I thought sticking for you, Jigs. But yeah, it did look a bit vapey wise, didn't it? But yeah, the country is beautiful. The people, I never come across any issues at all. You could walk around anywhere. You could go anytime throughout the day, evening, or whatever. You could go wherever you wanted. There was never a single little bit of hassle. There were no problem, and there was never a frown or an angry face or a frustrated person. Nothing. It was just chilled out and relaxed, tranquil. It was mint. Absolutely brilliant. You muted yourself, Matt. You're still muted.
I was trying to hide the taskbar so I could get the mute because I was being asked a question. And I managed to do it then.
When you get there, Matt, you
definitely
see what I mean. You're going to see what I mean. It's weird.
Mm.
It's like
my message.
It's like being in the 80s, but being in the future as well, because it's like it was when I were a kid. When you'd walk down the road and people will bow at you. People will say, when we used to walk down the road as a nipper or, as a young lad, people would turn around and say, good morning or hello. And, how's your mum, blah, blah, blah. And it's still oldie worldy like that over there. But then you've got machines that you can go up in middle of mountains, wang in 60 pence in middle of nowhere and get a piping red hot coffee in a plastic bottle dispensed at any time of the day, no matter where you are. You can get whatever you want. It
is mad, isn't it?
It is, mate. You couldn't starve to death out. If you got a bit of cash, you wouldn't go hungry and you wouldn't freeze to death or whatever, because you could literally just walk up to a machine and get yourself a piping red hot meal or a piping red hot drink straight out of a vending machine. And they're every 200, 300, 400 meters.
Well, I spoke to Ryan earlier on, and he said today they've had 75 centimeters of snow. And I said, geez, how are you getting about? Oh, they've cleared it already. It's gone.
Yeah, so I mean, we set off from the hotel. We were like 2 foot deep of snow. We within 10 minutes we were on the dual carriageway going down Main Road to go up into a little bit of farmers areas and farmers villages, which are more up the mountain, so to speak. And when we got there, the roads were spotless. They'd gone. They were all cleared out, all shifted, the lot. And it were 3 foot deep there, more than, they got way more there than what we had, where we were in a hotel.
I've been chuckling all day because I sent a message to Rick saying, shit, they've had 75 centimetres of snow today. And Rick came back, he said, Jesus, check to make sure Ryan's okay because that's over the top of him.
And Jig says there, I love the Japanese culture, always have. Mate, honestly, I said to Al as soon as I got home, I said, do you want to move? I said, I'll up sticks now and shift. I can move my whole family over there. And I would. God's honest truth. To live over there in that life, that relaxed atmosphere, I'm like saying to Ryan, he said, I've just left my suitcases outside the room, Gaz. Oh, I'll pull them in the room. Don't be daft. What? I'll pull them in the room, mate. I'll put them in here. They'll be all right. Gaz, you're in the safest country in the world. And I'm like, but they're your suitcases. It's full of all your stuff and everything. I'll bring them in here. Trust me, you don't need to. And I shit you not. You can go, take your mobile phone, go to a table, take your mobile phone, stick it on table, walk away. Nobody's going near that table. It's claimed. It's yours till you return. If you leave an item on somewhere, that's you. That's yours. And you respectfully may ask, is this seat taken? And if somebody's not using it, it might be removed. But yeah, the level of respect that they've got for each other. Like we went with our suitcases and what have you, when we sat in Starbucks, having a coffee, having a bit of a sandwich before we came back. We just left the suitcases. I had my suitcases, a laptop bag and everything, all just left outside shop. And we were sat, I never even looked at my suitcase, never even paid it any attention. And people just walk past like it's like it's not even there. It's like it's invisible. Just divert around it. Proper unreal. Never once did, even walking through the middle of Tokyo where it was rammed and we were shoulder to shoulder with people in the areas where it was really busy because of some roadworks that were being done and some alterations to the train station. We was literally shoulder to shoulder and not one frown on a single person's face, not one angry person, nobody shoving, no pushing. You didn't actually feel each other touching each other. You were respectfully moved and just kept going. And then we got out the little bit of the busy area and it just went, everybody just going in their own different directions. And there's a guy there with an luminous stick and a whistle waving this thing, people going in one direction, people going in another direction. People just stop, start, and then they're organised like traffic wardens, but for people on footpaths. Madness.
The story that you said about the train station with the train coming in with thousands of people in it.
On the train station, right? This was quite funny. On the train station, they've got a little yellow line. Nobody's allowed to cross it. And you get your, like, maybe carriage 14, 13, 12, sorry, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 1. Everybody goes up to it and they stand there. And then another person stands behind them and they get to a certain length. And then somebody will start another queue and another queue and another queue. And we were looking across this train station, and I shit you not, there must have been about 800-900 people on this platform on the other side. And Jess says, Gaz, let's do that thing that they do on YouTube. Let's try catch somebody's eye across the other side on the other side of the platform and blow them a kiss and see what they do. So we're like, all right, go on then. And just as we were about to do it, try and find somebody that we could focus on, in comes this train. So he says, oh, once train's gone, we'll do it afterwards. And this train were there for about 40, 50, 60 seconds. And every one of those people gone, poof, off. All on the train, and the train's gone. Shoof. Station, platform, empty. It's like, if anybody knows the game, Roller Coaster Tycoon, you see in that game, it's like a simulation where people come in, they'll stand in queue, they get on a ride, they go around the ride, they come off the exit, and then there'll be all sorts of rides all the way around this platform. And it's clockwork. You set it into a motion and it goes around and it does everything. If anybody's done it, if anybody knows that those type of games, any type of tycoon game, is like ones for railways and all sorts. But it was literally like that. People get to a bus stop and they'll stand. A person will stand at the front of the bus stop. The next person will join in behind them. And they've got a respectful half a metre gap between each person. They all sit there. They all mind their own business. They all sit there. The bus turns up. They all pile on. The bus disappears. And then another queue's formed. It's It's mad. The amount of level of respect that they've got for each other, and the amount that they are so well organized and disciplined to a point of complete politeness is you'd never experienced anything like that in your lifetime. It's like watching a football stadium empty in the center of Tokyo on that junction, and then away from there, everything is completely so organized. All the children walking to school, all 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 in groups as they're walking through from one area to another. They all got the bags on the backs. They've all got a brolly in their hands. They're all prepared for the weather conditions, and they're all going. And I'm talking like 5 and 6 year olds walking on their own, no parents, nothing. These kids are just so disciplined, so much trust, so much respect that these kids can just do that without any parent over there worrying about whatever's going on. And to see it all like that, it was kind of like what it was when I were a nipper. When my mum and dad didn't have to worry about us when we were young kids. You didn't have to worry about, all the things that might happen and all the things that seem to go on. But to see a country still like that in this day and age, and the respect that everybody's got for you. You walk to a door. Now, for most of us gentlemen, we would stand there. If a woman walked towards you, you would hold the door open. Not over there. A woman will bow and take a backward step. And she will stay in a bow position to the point where you've walked through, and then they will bow to you and you will bow to them, and away you go. If you both come to a door at the same time, if you're older than they are, they will bow with respect and step to one side and allow you through. You won't get none of that in our countries. It's difficult to get used to it a little bit at first, but then afterwards you think, this is fantastic. This is how it should be worldwide. A lot to be learned from a country like that, in my eyes.
I heard through the grapevine, Gaz, that old men snoring on the trains isn't looked on as a good thing to be doing.
No, that's not good. The conductor come down. I was using my laptop and I hadn't put my earplugs in. So I hadn't put earplugs in, and I played like 10 seconds of music, and he come down and went, "Hey, shh, out!" I'm like, sorry. And then I cracked on, put my headphones in, listening, and then he come back and went, "Hey," and he looked at Jeff, and it was Jeff snoring. And he looked at him as if to say, a stern face, and walked away because he was making noise on train. It was disturbing. But yeah, it was. It didn't go down. It didn't go down so well, especially me playing a little. And I only had it on really low as well. It was quite funny. But yeah, I could literally end it all a day. I could have.
Were you not allowed to talk then on the train at all?
No, nothing, mate. On that particular, I think I don't know for definite, but I don't know if we were in first class or what, because it was fancy as, man. The chairs were like lazy boys. You could do this with them, kick right back. You could bring a foot rest up. You could have a massage. They were heated. They bent, like a bed that you can get them bend in 3 different ways. It did all that kind of stuff. So like Jeff, all I can see is Jeff doing this. Look what this chair does, guys. Doing it all this, like everything's going up and down. He's pulled every button and pushed every lever, and I can feel my seats vibrating, and he'd put massage on and everything on it. Within like 5 minutes of setting off, bang, he's gone. Oh, wait. And I realised that the train goes pretty fast, obviously, and we're flying back on it. And I'm thinking, this is madness. How fast is the only thing you can feel on it is a slight lean every now and again when you're getting on a bit of the track with a bit of a camber on it, and then you straighten up again and it's gone. But it only happened maybe a few times on the whole. So I'm editing all the video whilst I'm sat on this train, and then all of a sudden we gets there. And I didn't know we were there. I'm still lost. I'm in laptop doing bits and bats, just finalising. Jeff's still giving it his. And then Rob and Colin says, "Guys, we're here. You getting off?" I'm like, shit. There was all the cleaning crew is waiting at the back of the train for us to get off the train so they could come on and clean it. We're like, quick scramble to get all your stuff for me and Jeff trying to run. And Jeff trying to run off, obviously half asleep, just woke up startled.
Didn't know what would have been funny, wouldn't you? creeping off the train, leaving Jeff on there.
You could have left him there, mate. He'd have had another lap. But yeah, that is amazing. That train don't half hammer on; it shifts. But whilst you're on it, first of all, when it starts moving, you feel like you're getting that bit of a lean as you're moving around or walking on. But once it gets up to speed, you don't even know you can't even tell it's moving. It's as smooth as a nut. None of that we get on our tracks or over here. Just silence, smooth as a whistle. Sweet.
It's mad. Like how advanced they are. Well, you mentioned it just a minute ago.
That's what I mean. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's mad. They're so far advanced, yet right. Listen to this. Right, they're so far advanced. So I mean, this is crazy and all. You can't do it. You can't smoke indoors in here. Right, over at UK, you can't smoke in a pub, a bar, a restaurant, hotel. Nothing. Yeah, we all have to go outside and stand in a shelter. Right, you can't smoke on the streets in Tokyo, or you can't smoke in the center of Tokyo. There's signage everywhere, no smoking. And then they give you a random bus shelter to have a smoking. So in the middle of nowhere, there's a bus shelter where you can stand there and have a cigarette. But then when you get away from there, like in hotels and such, they've got smoking rooms. Literally doors that slide along. You walk in, there's a sound of a pullings of a fan. You can hear the fans going. You can have a cigarette or you can have a vape and you can light it up. And the second you blow anything out, it's gone. You can't smell cigarettes in there. They don't stink. They're not. They don't smell. They don't smell like an old pub used to do in morning. So everything is like pristine. So I go into the hotel. I find this little smoking area. I'm stood there and I'm having a seat. In walks this, what I would have said was a Japanese businessman. Nice pinstripe blue tailored suit, looks proper, proper smart. And he stood there. I've got my mobile phone out and I'm having a quick look at stuff and I'm sending a couple messages here, there and everywhere. And then out he whips his mobile phone. And I shit you not, this guy had got an old, what is it? Motorola Flip, the V50 Flip. Do you remember the old Motorola's? Yeah. Sure, it's a Motorola, but it used to flip up phone. So he pops out this phone that I had back in like 15 years ago, maybe 20 years ago. And he still stood there and he has a quick look on his phone and he folds it back in half, puts it back in his pocket. And I'm thinking, this country is so super advanced, yet this dude at the side of me here has got one of the oldest mobile phones I think I've ever seen. Yet he looks like a businessman and everything looks proper dapper on him. And I'm stood there thinking, this is crazy. How everything is so dated, but yet on other things so super more advanced to what we are. Mad, crazy. Motorola Flip. I thought, God, I've seen one of those phones since I were 22, 23-year-old. That's a long time ago.
And you're going to talk about your fish that you purchased.
Oh, yeah. I got myself. In fact, I will see if I can bring up the video of it so that people can. I will bring up. And for all those that did watch, should I say, that supported me and obviously watched and subscribed and joined the GKP as is. Massive thanks to you all, guys, because it was weird times to be dropping the videos for you. I think it was really stupid o'clock in the morning. So the videos have been out several hours before most of you even got up. And some people were waiting for them to come out even at those silly hours. So massive thanks for everybody that did tune in and watch. And if you haven't, what are you waiting for? What have you been doing? There's 9 really good videos out there. And I'm really happy with how they turned out to be fair. I think they did quite well. I didn't think I'd get as many views on them as I did daily, doing a daily one with them. But let's see if we can. You will have to fill for a bit now, Matt, and talk about what you're expecting. What are you most looking forward to? Well, I try to find
this. Everything. For me, never being over there and knowing little about the culture, like most people's level, it's just going to be fucking eye-awakening for me. Just the whole lot, like I've been talking to Ryan today and some of the bits he was like telling me, it was like, oh, wow, shit. But I don't know whether there's a bit of a wind-up going between you lot as well, because he told me to go and get an international driving license. So I spent 2 hours trying to get one, being told at every post office that we stopped doing them 2 years ago. The only place that you can go is Swanage, which is, for me, an hour and a half drive. And I was like, I am not driving for 3 hours to go and get international driving license. So I don't know whether it's you guys.
There's definitely no wind up from me, mate, 100%. I don't know anything about that one. That's genuine. I'm being serious. I don't know anything about that one, but you know, you never know. You did wind us up a fair bit, so it could be the case that you might be getting a little bit of comeuppance. That first thing that Ryan said to me, they're full of shit. Them, like, you don't need any of that stuff. I'm like, you're joking. One thing I will say, mate, 100%. The one bit that Crafty said about certain types of cards don't work out there. You need to check your bank card, mate, because neither mine nor Jeff's worked there. And I even had one of those travel cards, but because my travel card was through HSBC as well, even that didn't work. So I couldn't even spend any money that I had got on a card to take with me, regardless. So yeah, you might want to check, mate, just in case, to make sure that your card definitely does work when you get out there.
Especially as I got HSBC.
There you go then. If not, cash is king, mate. Cash is ace. And yeah, another sneaky little tip for you. You get loads of coins and bits of money that I like.
You were telling me about this one.
Like
this is hilarious.
And Ryan's favourite trick is when you've got a shitload of change. The way to get rid of all that change is to go and order a coffee and ask for a cafe latte grande. And when you put that coffee, get your cup, which is pretty mint. You get a cup that's got a little code on back of it, you know, like the scanning code. Stick it in the machine, shut door, press OK, makes you drink to exactly what you've purchased off that little barcode. Pretty cool. Does the same with slushies and all sorts. You can put them all in and it all does it for you. Oh, hang about. 1 second. Oh, Crafty sent us some. I'll send him this just in case. Crafty just sent me a picture of some snow. I'll show you the. Anyway, let me finish what I was saying. Yeah, when you've got your change, you got shitloads of it. You got to pay for your coffee. It's only like, I don't know, less than 80 pence for a coffee. So you whack it all in. You whack all your change into the machine and feed it all in. Overpay, obviously, you're overpaying. But then when you click on the OK to say you're paying with cash, click on the cash, bang all your change in, and then you end up in positive credit. And when it spits your change back out, it fires as much of it out it can in notes. So you get your cash back again. So you can have it literally thrown back at you and just cash. It's apparently there's a couple of places where you do it, the guy will lose his shit with you, but there's a few places where you can do it if you're sneaky and they don't notice, they don't spot. Because me and Rob, Ryan said, me, Rob and Ryan both all wanted a coffee. So we went in to get a coffee and Ryan said, I'm just 130 yen short. So I stuck in 130 yen and I thought, right, sweet, there we go, done, paid for. But I forgot you need to press the OK when you've done. So we walk off and this guy comes back and he says, excuse me. So we go back and he points to the screen. I thought, still says 130 yen. So putting in more didn't work. So put in more. So putting some more. Still didn't do it. Putting some more. Still didn't do it. I'm like, what's going on? And he went, no. And he leant his hand over and just pressed the OK button. He pressed the OK button and it spat all that money out that we put in notes instead of that. Well, how do we split that money back between me and Rob now? And Rob just says, I'll take this bit, you take that note. And we overpaid by far.
We were working out when the 1 yen was worth half a p. So if you imagine.
Yeah, it's like a tiddlywink, maybe. You end up with loads of them. And I don't know how, because most things are like 630 yen or 640 or 420 or there's nothing 426. So you get a few 4 yens back. Hardly anything's got that pence to it. But you end up with all these silly little silver coins that are like tiddlywinks. They're completely pointless. You can't do anything with them. You can hardly even spend them. You need 100 of them to be able to make 100 yen. So, like, when I got to airport, I don't know, I must have had about 20 odd of them. And I just went to I bought a coffee, I bought a sandwich, and I thought, I can't be asked with all these. I just give them. I said, here, have them as well. I just chucked them out. I said, just put them in your till. You're like, oh my God, I'm giving it all that. Well, there you go. A little bit of a tip. I'll give you about 13 pence or something.
How long ago was it we got rid of the half p?
Oh God damn! When I were a teenager, so
Yeah.
a long time ago. Probably when I was about 9 or 10 years old. So at least 40 years ago, if not more.
It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah. Right. I've got the little bit. I'll bring this up. This should be the little section of the video that I got, which is my Goshki Sanke. I will bring it. It's in this bowl 100%. I'm gonna get to pause it when it's on my fish. There we go. That one there, dead middle. That is my Goshki Sanke, which came from Odakan. But it's not one of Odakan's fish. It's a fish that Odakan hand-selected and hand-picked himself. And Odakan was asked to pick his 2 favorite fish out of that bowl, and that was his second pick. So I picked a belter. Well happy with it. So that is the Goshki Sanke that I've got. That'll be coming back. There you go. That's me literally saying there that is my Goshki Sanke that I have picked and chose.
Is that one coming back now, or is it staying out there for the year?
No. That mine's not staying as a carry. So there we go. That's my look at wait for that head. It's mouth on it like a shovel. So hopefully, fingers crossed. I'm gonna cry on. It's gonna stay as a carry. Coochie Benny, a little bit of Coochie Benny on it as well. Which
so leading on to that one, then, Gaz, what did you say to me about some of the fish in your pond?
Oh man, yeah.
They gotta go. It's like
after seeing everything that I've seen over there and all the fish that I've seen, Matt says, so what did you think when you had a look in your pond? I thought my pond's just full of mutts. And that's not, I'm not being horrible when I say that. I'm not. I've got some really nice. Well, I think I've got some. I thought I had some really nice fish until you go out there. When you see them, then you know that you're fit. My fish are nice. Don't get me wrong, they're nice. I've got some nice fish. But when you go out there and you see that level of fish, then it's hard to look at any fish. And honestly, I mean, I've been to some really nice shops where they get some really good quality fish. But when you've seen fish of that level at the show, all of a sudden that the fish that we see over here are not all that good. It's not right to say that. They are good, obviously. But you know what I mean? The level of what I've seen fish at now is kind of scary to think. Kobayashi's mint, stunning, beautiful. Yamaguchi, the fish there were next level. They really were. Those fish are the kind of fish that you pay top dollar for, and you don't get a choice if it comes out of the mud pond after year 1 or year 2. If that breeder thinks that this fish is far better and can do more and can develop a lot more, it's staying another 12 months because the fish is to become the potential it can become. So his tatigoi really is what they are: fish with a future, fish with a quality that's worthy of it becoming, if you know what I mean. It's
so
mad.
are we going to see you on the show scene this year then?
Not a chance. Me showing.
Well, you've got a good fish to show now.
Well,
and as has been said before, you don't have to fill the bowl up.
But what would that come into though? What category would that come into? I mean, yeah, possibly. I don't know. But I mean, I don't think I'd show Matt. It's not my cup of tea. I mean, I appreciate what everybody else does with what they do. I don't think I've got the capabilities of preparing a fish to get it ready enough for a show to the level of what is required to do the fish justice, if that makes sense.
Mm.
Difficult.
Evening, mate.
Good evening, bud. Yeah, it's difficult, and we've got there from Crafty. This is a little bit of the snow that they've been receiving over there.
Yeah, let's have a look.
So we've got that lot coming down. Look at it, that's mint. I wish I'd have been there to see that, because that is, to me,
I want
amazing.
a video with the snow with just a pair of legs sticking out of it going like that, and there'd be Ricky tip side down.
I'm telling you, this is a vehicle that you'll be traveling around in, Matt. And this motor is absolutely mint.
So you need to confirm.
Got us everywhere.
Is it a 7-seater or a 6-seater?
It's a 7-seater, but the middle seat at the moment is removed. So you've got one seat here, one seat here, one seat here and opposite, and then the front and the drivers and the passenger seat. So
that was half the reason why I had to go get the international license, was because there's 7 of us and it's only a 6-seater.
Yeah. Well, it is a 7-seater, but you'd be sat in back like that. But then there'd be no room for suitcases, no room for bags or luggage or anything. So you would be in. Yeah, you won't be able to do it. You won't be able to get.
Ricky hadn't even packed, so he probably won't have a suitcase anyway.
I got my carrier bag, mate.
You good?
Straight out would be good.
But yeah, that's Sushi's vehicle, which is an absolute beast, man. That thing went up and down roads. That way what we drive around up in over here, there is no way on this earth I'd have been going down hills, like that steep. Yeah, he said, I brought you around here so you could see a little bit more of the scenery and a bit more of the snow. And he's driving down these hills, and I'm thinking, Jesus Christ, man. But proper fully, they're all kitted out for it, mate. They literally, the one road that was covered in about 3 inches of snow, which fell in about half an hour. You're thinking, God damn, there were no snow there when we set off. That road was clear. We've come down here, gone up here, had a look round there for about 3/4 of an hour, and then come back down. And it was completely covered over, and that car just cruised down it like it went out. Didn't even skid, didn't even lose traction, nothing. Brilliant.
Is there electricity at Damsite cheaper than what it is here?
And the fuel's like 76 pence a litre. You work it out from what they're paying up pump to what we pay over here. They're at 76p a litre to what's ours, 145, 150.
I know, it amazes me that we're supposed to be doing so much for the environment, and when you look at it over there, that heating up water to put on the roads, it's just
it's
the cost of it.
Mate. Yeah, I mean, I'll literally put my hand underneath it to catch it to see, and it's lukewarm. It's not cold at all, and it's not, freezing cold like it would be coming out of our ground or out of our pipes. If even in you run your cold tap or whatever, it's cold, isn't it? But that wasn't cold. It's lukewarm.
Mad.
Yeah, is there not a lot of groundwater and spring water or whatever?
I don't know. I don't know where it was coming from, mate. I don't know whether it was pumped from.
A lot of it coming out, basically just coming out of the mountains, isn't it? It's warm compared to the ice. It's warm, isn't it? Like our groundwater comes out at 10 degrees.
Yeah, well, the comparison, whether it was pumped there or what, mate, however it gets there, whatever it gets there, but it's coming out under pressure.
What blows my mind is, like I say, the power we've had, I don't know, in the last few months, which you look at their Tozai house as well, but that'd be a disaster.
Yeah.
And yet their infrastructure seems to somehow, even in the mountains, be better.
It's crazy, mate. Honest to God, it boggled my mind. I mean, seeing it with all that natural beauty of snow there everywhere, it just makes me think, I wonder how beautiful it will actually be. Hey, there we go. I wonder how beautiful it actually would be in the summer months to see all those hillsides and those mountains and everything covered in green vegetation. It's got to be just as beautiful, if not more so. But yeah, it's crazy, man, over there, isn't it?
Talking of beautiful, here's Crafty.
Fucking hell, mate. I am beautiful. Look at the clip of me, mate. I am not in fucking pristine condition, mate.
What's it, 4 in the morning?
R5.
I'm going to say it right now, Crafty, mate. I am so envious of you still being out there. I'd stop forever. I would have loved to have been there longer and longer and longer. I genuinely were good
Come home,
to
mate.
You got what?
I'm ready to come home. I need a rest.
Ready for a rest. Have you actually caught up with your jet lag? That's weird. Jet lag. Never thought that were a thing, but God, is it a thing?
I'm not too bad with jet lag, mate, to be honest. It's when I get home, I'll have it. But out here, it's, I don't know, because I stay awake so often, when you so long for when you go out, I just tend to be able to click in. Oh. But I sleep like fuck anyway, so.
When I got out there, mate, on the, what day were it? When we got there, God knows, don't even know. It took that long to see. It felt like getting there. But when I got there, it was Wednesday, and I'd only had 12 and a half hours sleep, and all like that every night. Obviously, editing videos and stuff, and then thinking, right, we've got an hour and a half now before this text to extract, and then I can upload it to YouTube. So, right, go to sleep, hour and a half. Wake up. Or the first night, when I first started doing the first video, because I was so excited about it, I thought, right, get back, get all this footage off, get it all off. And I must have just sat there for 5 minutes, and I woke up with a crick neck, and I'd been sat in bed. My legs were bright red and red hot, where laptop had been kind of cooking my legs, and my neck were cricked because I must have just gone. I was leant against the wall, and I woke up like 3.5, 4 hours later with the video ready to go and get uploaded to YouTube, and I'm thinking, God damn, where did that 4 hours go? I haven't even got dressed. I'm just sat on bed on sofa. Just come in, took my shoes off, sat on thing, thought, right, I'll like take photos off me, the videos off my phone, upload them onto the laptop, and then I can do video. And I'd just gone. I haven't even extracted all pictures off my phone. Fell to sleep. 4 hours later, woke back up. I'm like, God damn. And then next 2 or 3 nights after that, I could barely even sleep. So I just kept pumping videos out. I'm crazy.
Like Christmas, isn't it? Too excited.
It was, mate. Genuinely, that's what it was. I was super excited. I never set an alarm once, other than the bits between the night where I needed to wake up to restart the video. But I was awake every morning, like 6:30. No, Gaz, that snoring was Mark. That's man. I literally could have throttled him with that pillow. And the best bit about it was when he actually realised that I'd posted the video in my Gaz's WhatsApp group, and everybody had seen it. And then he watched the video and he looked. We spent about 3/4 of an hour laughing and laughing and laughing. I nearly coughed my lung up by the time I'd finished. God, I was laughing that much at it because it were proper comical. But within that, like 5 or 10 minutes of after stopping laughing, he were gone and he were doing it again. And I'm thinking, fucking hell, man, I'm not going to get to sleep here all night. I was 5 o'clock walking around the hotel thinking, I can't sit in there listening to that anymore. Leave you to it, Jeff. Good night, mate. Ta-da. Walked off, went down and got a coffee and sat down in the lobby. I can't listen to that anymore. Thinking I'll get some sleep on plane on way back. Not a chance. Some dude walked past and kicked me in ankle, woke me up after I just dozed off for 5 minutes. And then his meal were brought out, so I had my meal. And I was just watching a film and I'm thinking, yeah, I'm getting a bit tired. I'll knock this film off. I'll get my head down. I can feel my head going, and I'd gone. And then next thing you know, air stewardess come past and went, fasten your seatbelt. Woke me up to fasten my seatbelt. I'm thinking, I just got off to sleep. And then that was it. I had 20 minutes in a 14-hour flight home. 20 minutes kept, that was it. And I was awake then all the way through till I got back into Huddersfield and walked through the door. 10:30 I went to bed, and I woke up at 7:30 following morning. And I'd literally just got to bed, and all I said, I didn't even get to say goodnight. You were gone. That's it, straight out. And I slept straight through till morning, but woke up with a right buzz, thinking this has been absolutely amazing. I thought
you'd say something else then. Woke up with a right.
How's it going, Crafty? Are you loading up?
Yeah, I've loaded up, mate. Yeah.
Loaded up. I'm skinned. I'm going home.
It's difficult out here at the minute, man. With the amount of snow that we've got, the koi houses are not getting refilled because the farmers can't get to their mud ponds.
Oh shit! Yeah, I never even thought about that. Then they'll be able to get no stock in, will they? Believe it or not, guys. But
no,
they've still got with everybody saying that, you know, all the koi out there in Japan are all under heat and they're all nice and toasty and warm.
It's true.
They're all under 4 foot of snow, and they're trying to bring them in from mud ponds.
Mate, it's not 4 foot, Gaz, now.
No, not at that time it was, but now it's like what? You got 10 foot of snow or something like that.
14 foot, mate. Honestly,
So, yeah.
I've travelled quite a lot of the world, man. And
Never
some
seen snow
places
like that.
I've been, yeah, like first day I was like, yeah, this is just like being, you know, in former Yugoslavia up in the mountains in Bosnia. The next day, I shit you not, we went into one of the breeders' houses, mate, and we come out and there was 2 foot of snow on top of the car. Like, and that was in like 2 hours, man. It just comes down so heavy. But I tell you, it's a skier's paradise, mate, because it is all powder.
Yeah.
So if you're into your skiing and people can ski in powder, man, that is what skiers love to do. It's just full of it. But you know, it's a lot of we're getting a lot of alerts about the heavy downpour of snow. They've got a really good system over here that you get pinged to say, yeah, you can't go down this road, and this road, just merely down to the fact that there's so much snow. So,
Avalanche time when it gets like that.
well, we were saying, I
Yeah.
hope we don't fucking
Will be,
earthquake
though, won't
when
it?
we're at the top, because that's a sure factor. A massive movement of snow like that, mate. It's like, yeah, it's igloo time, you know.
But you're managing to get all the stock you want, mate.
Yeah,
Nice fish coming back.
I've got some absolute masterclass fish coming back, mate. Yoshino, some Yoshino fish that I went. He really looked after me, actually, mate. He'd done a selection of fish before we went, like, and all right, didn't pick, but he what they'll do is so you don't like pull all their ponds out. They'll pull fish out of each pond and have them all sort of selected, so you've got a few hundred fish to select through in each pond, for example, rather than 7,000. Not that they've got 7,000 fish in each pond at the minute, because I haven't, but yeah, the quality that come out of there. Ryan was a bit pissed with me, I think, because he's let me have first pick, and then he's called me a not quite so nice word after I picked. Because he didn't want to pick anything after I'd come through. So that was quite a testament to see that. Yeah, that was quite a testament.
You picked well then.
Yeah, it was, yeah, really enjoyed that experience. I've got so much, man. I've been dropping stuff down. Let me have a quick look, man. I bought so much. I'll look at my notes.
I'm not going to say nothing, but are you allowed to say anything about
a certain event?
Yes.
Get his hands.
Good night, bud.
Get your hands.
Oh my God, what you've been doing?
Building pirate ships. Scrap heap challenge.
Great. Happy days. So you decided to dye your fingers.
Going up, yeah. He's gone. Bedtime.
Yeah. So I'm hoping I'm going back up there today at Yamaguchi. So I ain't going to beef this up, Gaz. Right? You tell me about Yamaguchi, mate, so people can hear it from someone other than me.
Literally, the quality of fish that Yamaguchi's got. When we went there, there was, you know, we saw a lot of nice fish, a heck of a lot of nice fish. And then when we got to Yamaguchi's, there was a net of fish. Well, you saw him and Sushi. They netted the pond up and brought them all up. And when they gathered all the net up and brought it up, and all these fish started coming up to top, and I was thinking, oh my God. And you could have anybody could literally just go in there, take a fish at scoop at random and gone, class, take that to a show, mint. You're gonna blitz it with it, because there wasn't a single fish in there. They were all class fish, really nice fish, individually priced, which shows again how much of a quality breeder that gentleman is. selective amounts of stock, which he heavily grades through, doesn't he, to produce the best of the very best he can do. And you can really see the difference in it.
To put it into context, guys, I mean, he's a one-man band.
Yeah.
He is a disciple. I like to call them disciples, mate. He's a disciple of Narita. Okay, so he's learned a lot of what he knows through Narita and what he does. And for those people that don't know who Narita is, he owns #1 koi in Japan, which is it's the strongest koi dealership in the whole world. He went, like, for example, at the All Japan Koi Show that you visited, he took all of the majors, with the exception of the GC this year, which he generally wins as well. So he literally has access to every single fish, and money isn't a problem to him either. So, and he quite often squeezes all the breeders' bollocks until he gets what he wants out of them. So he is a disciple of him. In his own profession, he is a truffle farmer. That's what his job is. Like, other than the koi side, his main employment is truffle farming, believe it or not. And in the koi, he has got a number of mud ponds and sets of parent fish. So the parent fish that he has used this year is a Sakai fish, Sankey, that is 90 plus cm.
95 cm.
It's a fucking beast of a fish, and absolutely beautiful as well. It's a really, really lovely fish. So because he has only got a small amount of pond space, when he spawns, he instead of doing what the bigger commercial breeders do, where they can keep more fish and grade them out C, B, A superclass in layman's terms, he will only choose his top 0.5% because that's the only space that he's got. So his culling, he is getting rid of fish that another breeder would keep and earn money from, but he can't.
He's got, like you say, it's limited space, hasn't he? But that showed throughout Crafty. The minute you walk in there, you just look in there and you think, wow.
Well, there's a testament to that because, number one, that shows that he understands the culling process. He knows what he's looking for, because it is, Rick will tell you it's fucking difficult to know what your fish are going to do year in, year out. And in order to select down to the select few, because it is really a select few, he'll only have a couple of thousand fish. That may sound a lot, but it's not from, when you look at what the dealers do out here. So when you then see the quality, and his quality is also backed up with international major prizes that, including like 85 and 90 boo CM fish. He's got a lot of success out in Thailand, and that shouldn't be underestimated because they're a huge player in the koi world over here. Huge player. So, when you look in his fish, I was pissed, mate. I ain't gonna lie. I had.
I know what you're gonna say now.
Sankey, like my number one fish. So I was super looking forward to going there, and I went into his premium pond, and I selected around 10 to 15 pieces, and every single one of them had sold to Ryan.
Sorry.
And Ryan was still with you going like that. Don't think.
No, that's fucking mate, done me a kipper. But what I will say is Jeff's fish is fucking, it's better in the flesh than on the video.
Really
that
nice,
is
isn't it?
beautiful fish, man.
That was your first pick, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. Yeah, it was right up my alley for what I look in a Sankey that had, pretty much everything that you want. So, however, nevertheless, I've got a chance, and I've got to finalise a few details today. So, I'm hoping that I've got the ability to offer a mud pond event with him. So it's going to be between 10 and 20 pieces, depending on what I can haggle with him today. But basically, it'll run along the lines of I'll select pieces with Yamaguchi today. We'll photograph them all. We'll put out a little bit of a video on it, and then them fish will then go live. They will stay over here as long as I can get this over the line. By the way, so I don't want to say I'm doing it because it's not.
No. That's why I didn't say on it. Yeah.
Our pre-talks at the moment. I'll stay over here for the growing season, and for those people that don't understand what that means, it's called Azakari, which is basically translate to under my supervision. Basically, what it boils down to. So that's what the word Azakari means. So they'll look after the fish throughout the growing season in a mud pond in Japan, which is where you will tend to find that you will get the best results possible in a natural environment. If it's anything like last year, the growth rate in the fish was absolutely insane. So
pumping out at like 45s, 50s, 55.
Yeah, from 15 to 20 cm fish, they've put on 20, 30, even in some extreme examples, 40 cm. But it's not just that; it is that
massive
way as well.
Exactly.
You know? I mean, I seen the Tozai from last year, which was a Sankey that Ryan bought, which I'll never forget was one of the best Tozai that I have ever seen. When I looked at it, the body, the pattern, the potential development that fish had, I was absolutely blown away by it. And from that day, I've always been hooked on Yamaguchi's stock. So to be able to have the possibility now of doing something like this, which is something he has never done, and it's a huge amount of pressure on his shoulders, because when people buy, or when we do events like this, he's a single man farmer. So buying fish and putting it into a mud pond and then trying to protect that fish is a huge amount of responsibility, because if all of them fish, heaven or not heavens, like heavens forbid, in fact, get eaten, or they die, or they go missing, or the bears come along and have a bit of a chomp up, that's a huge amount of issue that he's going to get as a result of his name, right? And the Japanese are so prestigious that would ruin them internally as a person for that to happen, as it would most people, but Japanese even more so. So I'm looking potentially that I'll be having 10 to 20 select pieces from Yamaguchi. So if you think back to what I said a minute ago, where he only keeps a certain amount of his fish, when it comes to Azakari, it's less of his stock, right? So they're not available for shipping, right? So they will be kept in his pond, and that pond space to him is precious, because he obviously wants to put his best stock in order to get the size on to earn more money out of his stock. So, for me, hopefully today I'll be able to walk out of there with a big fat cheesy grin on my face.
But that said, Crafty, when you're saying like, there's also an element of when we were there with Yamaguchi, there was even fish. There was fish in there that Ryan said, "Look, I want to buy this. I want to buy that. I want to buy this." And he were adamant that those fish were being removed and they were going back in the pond. You can have them. And they were like, "Well, why?" And he said, and this obviously, this is a quote where he said, "I need something to go to the mud pond for."
Yep.
By which you mean,
right.
Obviously he's got something to go there for, because he's got to take care of what is growing on for everybody else. But for him to have that element of excitement, and he wanted some projects of his own to be able to go there and watch them progress alongside all the other fish as well. So there were certain fish in there that he said, if I sell these, then I personally have no reason to go there other than for sales, for the fish that he sold, which I thought that was pretty cool, because not only does he want to still make sure that you get your fish, he wants still to have that buzz of growing out his favourite fish too, to see what they become. So I thought that was pretty cool. That.
But that's a learning curve, though, isn't it? So we do the same thing. So you have fish that you want to see
progress.
They got a different type of semen. They got a different type. You need to see that fish through a period, and you do. And you naturally, when you know where that fish is gone, you go out there. You look for those particular fish to see what they're doing. To see, is it doing what you hope it to do? Is it not? Whatever. I completely makes 100%. Which is probably why every farm is almost the same. They stash fish.
Yeah, they do. There's a lot of them that do.
We do it all the time. At the end of the day, as soon as it goes somewhere people can see them, they want to buy them, and then you're in that situation, so you hide them, and that's just got to be natural. As a breeder, that's what you want to do. You want to see certain. It does not necessarily your best fish. That's your best fish. If they look good, you sell them, don't you? But there's certain fish you want to see. Yeah,
that you want to see progress through to see how those traits develop.
That learning process.
Yeah. But there's another element to it as well. Over here, the koi show scene is so competitive that certain fish can't hit public, like social media, anywhere through fear of farmers or other people that want to squeeze people's bollocks, don't get their eyes on in order to buy them. And they want to hide certain pieces, so there's an element of surprise when it comes to the commercial aspects in the koi show scene, because when they're ready to deliver on a certain fish that may be hidden for 3 years before it's actually brought out for other people to see, and there was something like that at Yoshino that I've seen. That I filmed, and he was saying, "Please don't share this. Please don't share this." I said, "I'll delete the video now." He said, "No, you can have the video, but please don't share it."
Yeah, there's a lot of them that will allow you to take footage, but only for personal, not to make public, because they want to keep what they've got and how it is. In that sense, don't they?
Yeah.
I'm just going to touch on something there because. Tina's put up there. I don't think Gaz has stopped smiling yet. Ricky and Matt have a great time in Japan. Honestly, Tina, with the back end of the year that I had last year, and now no longer working for my past employer, I had a real shit stressy end towards the last 6 months of last year. To go over there, quit my job, go over there, and be involved in all this. As literally, I honestly, I have come home, and I honestly feel like all that pressure that's been on me has been completely lifted and gone, and now don't feel any stress, don't feel wound up, don't feel worked up, don't feel angry, don't feel pissed off.
What you're saying is that you're feeling a lot more positive, Gaz.
100%, mate. Yeah, and I think a lot of that has got to do with going out there and doing that. I haven't found Nigel. I haven't found a new job. I haven't even started to look yet. I'm not. No more snagging cloudy out. I'm done with that crap, mate. Done, finished, gone. Chapter out of my life, and I'm never coming back. Yeah, but the element of going out there and doing everything and seeing everything as I have, and being out there in Japan, truly has made me feel like on top of the world, and that is no bull at all. It's an amazing place, an amazing country, and I would advise anybody, if you can get out there, man, because don't miss it. Don't miss the chance of the opportunity of going, because you once you've been, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Rick's been there a long time ago. He's buzzing and excited about going. Matt, when you get there, mate, you're gonna be in your element, man. It's unreal. It really is. I mean, if you'd have got the show as well, you would have been like that extra buzz. But yeah,
the show's different, though, isn't it? That's almost,
mate, Rick. The show is real, mate.
You've done two different things.
I have, yeah. Seen A-class, top-notch, fantastic, brilliant fish, And then go to Dainichi and see some of them back there in ponds and thinking, oh my God, that's that fish that were there. That's the Yamabuki that were there. That's the, what do you call it? Black diamond that were there. And you're thinking, wow, look at them. They still look mint. And they've just come back from a show the day before we've got there at Dainichi. They've literally been picked up, whipped up, crossed over, shipped back to Dainichi, thrown back in a thing, and still look pristine and still look mint. And they don't mess about them shows, man. That lot, there were people coming in, grabbing bags, fishing, and just literally running out of the building, bang, straight into a tanker, boom, out, another one. Before you know it, like the place was completely empty in an hour. Fish stock out, gone, both. Wow, they literally got to put everything else away. It was nuts.
And then you saw some of them back at the farms as well, didn't you, Gaz?
Some of the what, sorry?
You saw the fish then back at the farms.
Yeah, we did, yeah. I've seen saw a few of them. I'm trying to think of the other one.
Aoki have fish back.
Aoki, yeah. His little, he had a couple of little fish that were in there, that were in at the show. One of them had like a Benikikikuru that had 3 little red dots on its head. That fish looked, when I seen it, Ryan went, oh, that triple tancho, just like as we were walking past it, and we looked and thinking, oh, wow. And then when we got to Aoki's, it's there, and he's shown it as he took us to his secret stash of all his good stuff. He said, if you want to see something that you think is beautiful, come and look at this. I'll show you beautiful. And we're like, wow. Man, his goshkis and his aragokis and his, yeah, that place is unreal. Wait till you see them. Mint. Proper class fish, them. I think for me, his were the best tosai that were my kind of fish. Do you know what I mean? I love all of the koi, don't get me wrong. But
Where was that?
Aoki's.
Oh, mate, yeah, next level.
His stuff is so... Floating Benny is like... It literally looked like somebody just put high gloss stickers on top of them. They were just mint. Those fish were beautiful. And the Aragoki Yamabukis, I mean, I love the Yamabuki, don't get me wrong. They are my favourite. That is one of my favourite fish out of them all. But to see one of those with Aragoki scale at, this sort of size, and you're thinking, I was literally walking around in there like that. Wow, my God. I even told the man, said, best fish I've seen by bar none for me. My cup of tea. That's my, my fish.
Did he not give you some freebies then? We should have gone, right, have some of them, mate.
Have some of them.
You can take them.
I would have quite honestly, you would quite happily just, if I'd have gone in there and he said, you can only have a random selection, I've gone, yes, please. Thank you very much. That'll do for me. A random selection of them. Banner get some belting gems in there. But yeah, what a place, mate. Mint is that. Absolutely.
Have you been there this time yet, Crafty?
Say that again, Matt.
Have you been already?
No, I didn't go. I didn't even put it down on my list this year, mate, because he ain't got nothing for sale, mate. So
I thought it was allowing picking from the Nisai pond this week.
Yeah, not yet. No, he's not ready for that yet.
Proper money. He's hand picking his Nisai.
Yeah, the Nisai in there with it. I mean, I've only ever seen it. I've got a Beniginga, which where my Beniginga came from his farm. That's why I really wanted to. That was one place I really did want to see. Get out there and seeing the Benigingas and thinking, Jesus Christ, man! I thought mine were nice, but boy, there's some real nice ones in here. But I've seen a Ginga in a photograph. Never seen a Ginga in real life. But there was one in that Nisai pond that was absolutely mint. Beautiful fish.
Yeah, it's going to be worth quite.
Gingas look that good, but they are damn good. They're really, really good.
Yeah, but guys, you got to remember, mate, what you're seeing in them ponds, mate. Like so, for Aoki, for instance, when you go in that fish house where the fish are swimming about, like no holding nets anywhere. You try and buy anything out.
Oh no, yeah, no,
won't let it go.
It was like being in the ultimate place to look. Yeah, I know. It's all looking like.
if you then try to buy a piece from there, you know, you've got to be prepared to lay down a suitcase full of cash. So, morning, boy.
Ryan's up.
I mean,
You might as well just get out.
I don't imagine you'd have a lot of you need a whole chunk of wedge to buy from there, obviously. But to be able to go there as a hobbyist and look at fish like and think, because that's literally what I thought when I was looking in every single vat. I mean, even his.
But you've got to be realistic, though, guys, haven't you? All right, because I don't want to poo-poo, you know, all of this this that you've seen.
It's all right. I'm going to be up there for months.
Yeah, but this is where I'm. What I want to do is right. What Rick said to you last week, I think it was, or the week before, you're going to see the best fish on another level.
Yeah.
All right. And there's no word of a lie for that. All right. So when we bring the fish back to the UK, right, they're not the best fish. The Japanese keep the best fish.
Yeah, I know, mate.
But
That's what we were saying.
You've got to release that expectation of being.
Oh no, yeah, 100%, mate. Me and Jeff were saying exactly the same. Like the fish, guys, those fish that we've seen there. All right, yeah, we ain't getting them, and we're not. Those are the best fish. They were his category. Those were his fish with the best selected possible future that he could produce, whatever, you know. And we aren't buying those fish. You aren't picking up those fish. Dealers aren't getting those fish. But
even the ones that we do get our hands on, right? So the ones that they're prepared to make as a Kari, for example, it's not a service that they want to provide. They offer the Azakari process because they're selling the fish, right? That is the main thing. They sell the fish, but they'll keep it for the pond space to see how it develops. They still get that learning aspect.
Yeah.
And quite, you know, if for example, you get one of the fish that turns into the best fish that they've seen, right, i.e. better than their number one fish at the end of that process, that opens a negotiation chain straight away because that breeder doesn't still want to ship that fish out.
Yeah.
He wants to keep it, but it no longer belongs to him. So it will open new negotiations. So it just helps them with cash flow and offloading the fish and stuff, because that pond space is really quite valuable to them. But yeah, it's quite valuable. So actually, by having the opportunity just to go Azakari with a fish is something that is worth doing, because if you then got an opportunity to buy that fish after all that development has happened, there's a potential there for that fish to go up in value 10 times easy.
Yeah. Well, I was under the impression when I mean that fish that Jeff got. Yeah. I was under the impression that fish that Jeff got. Now Jeff turned around and said it's going to be here for 12 months, but he said it might be longer.
No, it's not.
You know what I mean?
It'd be here until autumn, mate. Like,
sorry, not 12 months. Yeah, it'd be throughout that season. But then he turned around and said, "But then it might not. It might do another season."
Yeah,
depending on how well it does. If it progresses, then he was kind of like insisting that if this fish does as good as it's predicted or what we're expecting, then to give that fish the best chance of being its best of what it could be, he needs to stay longer. And Jeff, like, you know what I mean? Like, a bit of a buzz.
You've got to pay again.
Yeah, I mean, the Azakari fee is relatively cheap, to be honest. It's getting it back to the country.
That's it. Because when you get a big ass fish to be bringing back, that's not cheap, is it? You're shipping back a fish that's now probably going to cost you the same what you paid for it again, if not more.
However, in the terms of value, if you've got the ability to do that and you get the opportunity to do it, and you can afford those shipping fees, because them shipping fees they become yours, because the dealer can't absorb. Like, if you keep a fish out there for 2 years and it turns in like from a 25 to 30 cm toes eye into like 70, 80 cm stacked to fuck monster, that box that's coming back is over 1.2 meters full of water, and it's going to cost a few quid. So they're the sort of things that you have to sort of think about before bringing them back.
That's a nice comment there from Andrew. It's great watching the difference between you guys, Gaz being a hobbyist, Crafty, and Matt as dealers, and Rick as breeders. Thanks, guys, for the various points of view. That's the idea of it, mate. For me, as I will put myself as a novice in comparison to a lot of people that keep fish out there. I'm relatively new in comparison to any of these guys, or most of the people that might even watch me, for example. But then you've got aspects of dealers, and then you've got breeders, and to put it all across, I can't wait for these guys to come back and see and say what their experience was and how they felt about it and how they enjoyed seeing what they saw, or whether or not they thought it was. For me, it was like the mecca. It's like the grand all and be all of koi keeping for somebody like me to go there and see that. And again, massive thanks, guys. Chuffed a bits with it. But for Anthony that's been out there and who were out there last year, is there as much as a buzz this time for you being out there as what there was the first time you visited?
No.
This time more of a business head on and you're picking up buying stock, or are you getting that excitement like you were last time when you were there?
Oh yeah, the excitement. Yeah, going into the fish houses is always awesome. Yeah. You don't know what you're going to expect. You continually learn. I mean, it's only the second time I've been to Japan, right? But you continually learn. So I learned from last year. Right, I've not gone so stupid on certain purchases like I did last year, because the heat of the moment takes you over and you get fucking a bit giddy and like fill 4 boxes instead of 2, for example. But it's actually seeing the difference in the fish this year, from breeder to breeder that I was last year to this year, seeing the difference in the fish. It's quite an eye-opener to see that them guys, all of the farmers, they all have different results year in, year out, with it potentially the exception of the mainstream dealers, for example, Shinoda, Dainichi, etc. Because they've got such a huge selection, they will still have mixed results, but they will still be able to produce the top-class stuff. Where as you go down the levels with regards to operation size, right, getting those results year in, year out are extremely difficult, especially if you're relying on that as your main source of income. So I ain't going to put names against the fish that I've seen because it'd be unfair, but I've been to some dealers this year where the fish are nowhere near as good as they was last year. They may be bigger, but in quality it wasn't as good from what I'd seen last year. But then other places that I went last year that I didn't buy anything from, I've gone there this year, and the quality is there. Maybe not the size of the fish, but the quality is there. So that, having a more balanced view on what to select and what the shop needs as well is, I've learned again this year. Okay. There's something that I'll change next year that I've already worked out, where I've not made a boo-boo, but just certain little bits that I'll change next year.
Yeah, but that's progression, though, isn't it, mate? Regardless,
I'll do that next year, guys, and it'll be fucking. I need to do that next year.
Yeah,
again, and there'll always be something else.
That's progression as you hone your skills of what you're doing or your choices that you're making. It's a progression, isn't it? That you're going to go through. Getting rugby tackled in the snow by Kobayashi twice yesterday is something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Kobayashi is to sit with the likes of Yamaguchi and Kobayashi and have a meal with them. Man,
Mate, it was like being out with a load of bloody school kids yesterday, mate.
I bet it was as well.
Fucking giggling
Fun
girls.
sometimes, aren't they?
Yeah, or they can taking you out for your lunch and then going back to do some more photos and selecting some fish, and them going out and saying, "Here, how about guys, come and have a look at these Ginrin." Oh my God, man, Ginrin kahaku that I've never seen quality of. The patterns on those fish, mental, absolutely nuts. I mean, he just sat across from him, 3 seats on from him. He's just having a bowl of ramen. Thank you very much, mate. Thanks. Take you all out for dinner. Sweet. Brilliant.
Yeah,
When you have
sure.
a chat for 2 minutes, I'm just going to pop to the little boys' room.
Right, Matt, on a serious level, mate, I picked up about the international driving licence thing. It's a thing.
Yeah.
You need it to get your hire car, mate. Otherwise, you ain't getting a car. Right, Jenna, on my kid's life, mate, yeah. That's not a wind-up.
No, we can't get one.
Oh, dear.
We've tried.
Well, Ryan's watching, so if you can't get one,
You can apply for it online, but it would take 2 weeks to get it, or you can go into, what did I say it was called, Ricky?
Some pay point thing.
Yeah, pay point. But then when I phoned up all the local pay point places, they've got the paperwork, but they haven't been shown how to do it. And until such time that they've been shown how to do it, they can't do it.
Oh, dear.
And the nearest one to me was just under a couple hours drive away.
Well, irrespective of whether you get it or not. So let's say you do get it. Hopefully this snow will recede somewhat for you, mate. Because, yeah, it's fucking, yeah.
Makes life difficult, doesn't it, though? As good as they are at clearing it, it's still a nightmare.
Oh, it comes down within 2 hours, it's back up there. Honest God, where they've been clearing the snow, like on the side of the road, it's as tall as houses, man. There's that much snow, and that's down the bottom of the mountain. That's not like up in the mountains. It's even worse, But they haven't got all the roads cleared as quick. They don't have all the sprinkler system up in the mountains. See, and it's not just warm water; it's salted as well. So
it's like Ricky said earlier on. It must be really dangerous because you're walking along in the snow. Ryan's coming on behind, and the next minute you turn around and he's gone.
Yeah, well, we've had a few instances like that, mate, where I've had to actually get the shovel out to dig him, like. That was only when it was 2 foot. When it got to 14 foot, it was even worse, mate.
I must admit.
I can't ever plan anything. Breeders are worse than me. Nightmare for hiding stuff.
It's true.
I need to say thank you to Andrew for the Jaffa cakes. We've had an influx of people sending us cakes and biscuits, mate.
That's really not wrong with that.
He sent us a catering box of boxes of Jaffa, but the Jaffa cakes, they definitely got smaller. Well, my hands have got a lot bigger.
No, mate.
No, mate. Everything's got smaller in that sense. Like my son gave me a Twix over days. Have you ever tried a white chocolate Twix?
Yeah, they are lovely.
Right, no, I've never had one of them. Pass it up, and I took it out, and he's like this. It's about how big? I'm like, that's 2 bites, man. What the?
It used to be like they're more parts.
Yeah, when it used to be as big as your arm when you were a kid.
Big as your arm.
Did you take your Marmite out?
Did I take my? No, I didn't take. I didn't. No.
You won't get it through security. It's a
You won't get
liquid.
it through security. They just take it off you. You can't palm anybody off or anything. They don't like that shit over there. Marmite. Horrible.
I did buy myself a present this year.
What, more chopsticks? Chopsticks that you didn't need.
More chopsticks. Gaz, I'm glad that you managed to get hold of some. But
Oh, nice. It's like good to see you get yourself through customs with that one.
Right, bit me, check this out there. It's this mint sharp. Mate, I can't wait to cut our lass up when I get home.
The plugs 2-pin skinny ones.
Yeah,
Yes.
mate,
2-pin.
right.
The ones that whenever you touch them or put them in, they feel like they're just going to fall out constant. Yeah.
Right. So I'm right. I'll let you into a little secret.
Yeah,
Can I have
right.
your, Crafty, when we see you at the airport, can I have your adapters? I've only got one of those ones.
I got 4.
Yeah, Rick. Let me help you out, mate. Hang about. This is what you need to do to be a genius, mate. Right.
Right. So I turned up here, and I was like, "Where the fuck are the plug sockets?" There's like one next to your bed, all right, which is brilliant. It's got a couple of USB ports and a plug socket. But obviously, I do a lot of work at the desk. Right? And I'm like, where the fuck is the plug? And I was like looking everywhere. All right, pulled the fridge out, not behind the fridge.
Oh, it's down here on corner, isn't it? Under
Mate, it's fucking in the desk.
in the desk.
Mate, it's like-
I didn't find that till day 4.
I was laying in bed like that, and I was talking to our lass, and I went, "Oh my fucking! Who the fuck puts a plug socket in the desk?"
I was trying to find somewhere to plug kettle in me, and I thought, where can I keep putting it up beside the fact? What? You can know where you have to put kettle over here. And I'm thinking, and then I found it in desk. Rick,
I'm going to take a 4-way with an English plug, and then there you go.
that's it. That's what I did. I took a 5-way with an English plug. Plug it in
what I was
one,
gonna do.
4 to go. Job done.
There you go.
Perfect.
Oh, do you want me to leave you an adapter, mate?
We're not in that room, so I might not stay in that room.
No, I'll leave it with Ryan if you want. I mean, you can pick them up 10 a penny in the WH Smiths anyway, mate.
You can get them at
That's
airport,
nice.
mate, as well. You can get in fact, you can get them on Amazon and have for something like $1.99 a pack of free sent to you next day.
Yeah, but we're leaving in the morning.
Oh, you screwed that.
No, I have got some, but I've got more of the round ones, which is like
Crafty's trying to work that one out, aren't he?
than the sticky
You
ones.
work trying to
When
work
are you
that
Yeah, you will be setting off Friday to get there.
No, you'll be flying Saturday to get here Sunday, right?
Yeah, but we're leaving
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Tell me about it. Matt's picking me up tomorrow.
One, we want to be in the airport. 2,
We're having a
just
night in a
fucking
hotel
Saturday when
first
I
before
just
we
shit
leave,
myself and thought,
so they can
When's
get all
my flight?
cozy and romantic.
one of them's birthday's tomorrow. So he wants to treat us all to a nice steak and a few drinks.
What,
that's
what's
what you're
going
going to
to
get yourself, Rick. One of these, mate.
Yeah, the universal adapter one. They're cool. Then it can be one of all 4 different types or something daft.
3-pin, 2-pin Europe, Japanese, and then you've got all the different adapters on the back, plus
USBs, 2 USBs, or 2 USBs and the other normal ones, isn't there?
Just leave that
And
with
it-
Ryan for us then.
and it's a 30-watt adapter as well.
Yeah, they're cool. Then Jeff had one of them. I just went for the tight bastard one and bought all ones I needed. Just took a 4-gang.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do. Because I've only got I've got loads of the round pins, but not the flat pins.
I got 4, won't need them all bit.
Oh, what's these ones, Crafty, that you sent?
What's
Is it
that? That's Yamaguchi's fish, mate. Not the ones for the mud pond, but these are his select few that he's refusing to sell to anyone.
Rebecca's unreal.
We can keep them.
It's all right. He is going to.
I
Yeah,
think I'm
nice.
just going to be going
This is the little. I think, Ryan, if you are watching, mate, or whatever it's, I think that is the Sankey that he was hiding from Ryan.
Yeah, but watch that fish again, guys.
Yeah.
They just pick it up, Rick.
Yeah. Can't sell it.
No. Which is a crying shame, eh?
I've got a Gimrin Donichi show that does that.
the swimming.
Yeah.
What'll be the cause of that then, mate?
Something in the spine is not right, is it?
All right, so you can only do that as
I mean, that
opposed
does it both ways, but yeah, it's not swimming right.
Ah.
It only swims left, like round in the circles left.
Shame, isn't it? You do get some pretty ones that do it.
Mate, the markings on that
Never
fish.
it's never a plain ugly one.
No, it's like we've seen it in there, and it straight away he was like, yeah, there's they don't swim right. So what he's doing is keeping that for a while to have to see if he can learn anything from it, just on development rather than like with pattern development, for example. You know.
Andrew says, "LOL, glad you like them, Rick." Smashed them all, mate. What's another box?
Vince, I've never seen anyone eat sweets like Vince, man. He can do a tin of Red Bull in 2 gulps and a packet of Jaffa Cakes like.
Red Bull's horrible, man. That stuff's rank.
Yeah, his diet, when you watch him, mate, is insane. Just, 2 Mars bars, 2 tins of Red Bull, packet of Jaffa Cakes, and he's off.
I'm buzzing as well.
Yeah.
Right then, let's have a quick go through.
You got new tops for it?
Tops? Nah, mate. Look at the state of it.
Oh, you got a badge on there or something?
Yeah, we've always got like work merch stuff. Not merch. We don't sell it. I don't know.
That fucking
Boss buys like coat,
really stands up.
hoodies, the whole lot. And I just go and stand under the fire and ruin
Rick,
it all.
you would have had a fucking heart attack, mate, if we went into Cano the other day. He has currently got no fish, by the way. And he was going through a cull. Mate, the fish that he was throwing away, mate. It's like, put them in a fucking bag for me, man. I'll take them home, you know. But mate, it was just insane what he was throwing away. Like, you could make good money over here on like in the UK, mate, on them.
Well, that's the difference, isn't it? That's the difference between a business making money and someone doing it kind of with the pride and this is my stock. This is all I'm going to let go. It's got to be of this level.
Exactly, man. Yeah. It's like, honest to God, the stuff is like, it was really good to watch because you're getting to see what he's doing. But right, so Cano, he is right. So when you look at the level of fish that he's got, they're up there. 130 mud ponds he's got.
How many?
130, and he's only a small time sort of dealer, really, in comparison to some of the others. How many members of staff to run that operation? Gary,
6.
2 of them.
6.
How many? What do you reckon, Matt?
Full time, 4.
Okay. Rick?
I'm going with him and his brother, and there's 2 of them in there.
That's it.
I'm joking. God
No,
damn.
I sat there trying to work out how the fuck they manage that, man. I was like, the fucking. Well, if you do 2 ponds a day,
That's 65 ponds each.
that's fucking.
They must
that's
have
3.5 months. Huh?
They must have helpers over there, crafty.
They have at certain times of the year. So when you're harvesting, you have helpers, and when you're doing certain culls, you have helpers. But it's like the same as us, isn't it? You if we didn't have a shop, that's 1 member, this is 2 members of staff continually gone, isn't it? So yeah.
Yeah, I nearly didn't get home from Japan.
What I will say though on that comment is I haven't seen Rick pick up a pint tonight.
You haven't been watching closely.
I nearly didn't get home from Japan. I was actually the last person to board the plane. I split up from all the lads to go have a nosy around the duty free, see if I could buy some for my grandkids and for Marie. And then I heard them do the last call for the plane. I thought, would that my number? I don't know. So I carried on looking fruit shop a little bit more, and I thought, oh shit, that was my number. Like jogged that thing and go, yeah, flight 112. Yeah. Am I the last one? Yes. Oh shit.
Whole plane's waiting for you.
Yeah, it was. He was sat there waiting for us. We're like, oops.
What was the bit right on when you were departing with Jeff, where you said, I don't know how much this is going to cost? Did he overload on his baggage?
Oh, he thought he had. Yeah, he did think he had done. Yeah, it was overloaded on, but only by a little bit. But they didn't charge him. They didn't do all. We weighed his bag on our scales and on his scales, and he were under. But when he got there, it were over. It were like, whoa,
Japanese scales.
what are you going to get
Japanese
charged
rulers.
for? No, didn't charge him anything. It were only like a kg over, I think, if that.
And what is the
It was
limit?
23 we had, and I think it were 24 something. But they didn't charge, didn't do it all. Just put it on away it went.
What is the weight limit then?
23 kg, but you can take 2 suitcases at 23 kg, and then I think you've got 10 or 15 for your hand luggage. I'll tell you for definite afterwards. I'll look on email again, but it's 23 kg, but you can take 2 suitcases at 23 kg. I would suggest if you've got another suitcase, take a second one. That way, then you can bring yourself some extra bits back if you wanted to.
What I done, Matt, is I put a suitcase in a suitcase, mate.
Don't even go there with suitcases.
Man got none either. He's got 2 Tesco bags.
All week I've been saying, are you sure the suitcase is in the loft? Yeah. They're in there. There's about 7 of them. Went up there tonight to get the suitcases down. 1.
Well, go and buy one, you tight fucker.
I know, but I got a set of 4 that all go inside.
They've got to be matching to go with his matching clothes that come in preset cases and packed.
It all arrived today. The delivery man came with all these boxes of new clothes.
Yeah, I bet he didn't know.
No,
I can believe it. I can believe it.
I've
The
seen
Brad's
the
family
pants and
coyote
socks already.
benches. Well,
I've seen
What's
Matt's
it?
pants and socks. He bought loads of new stuff.
I've got
Everything
new pants
new.
and new socks. 1 for the morning, 1 for the afternoon, because I'm sure when I go in the fish houses, I'm going to shit myself. And yeah, just my normal clothes.
Well,
Normal
don't shit
clothes.
yourself, mate. Just grab a fish bag, go round the back and shit in a bag. What's up with you? You know what I mean?
John's family coyote benches has said Tucano's the same, mate. All his throwaway fish in that chuck pond, mate, are better than all my fish. That guy's got some. It was when we went round there, I got to stand there and watch him, and I watched him for quite some time, grading through his fish. But he took out. Well, I don't know what. I mean, well, I do. It's sedate, obviously, but he put these fish. They'll come out like 10 or 15, maybe 20 in a scoopful. Tipped them into this bowl, and they were upright, swimming around. They quick splash about, and then within seconds they were all rolled over. I was like, God damn, they look damn near dead. So, however, the level of whatever he had in there was enough that he could take the fish out, flip them around, look around at them. They didn't even move. They didn't even wriggle. And I get to sat there at the side of him, stood watching him and filming it and watching him. And I must have filmed about 15, 20 minutes. I cut a lot of it out because we just sat there filming for ages. And he kept turning and looking and going, and doing that and carrying on, just cracking on and going through. Watching him grade through his stock like that and seeing it firsthand was pretty mint. And I sneaked off and went round back while everybody else was still watching what were going on. And then I went to look at all the knee side that were brought in, and I was like, Jesus Christ, look at these. And that is a hobbyist. He's a hobbyist. To see
The difference is a hobbyist. You get some of your best fish, didn't you? Because at the end of the day, they're breeding from 1 or 2 parent sets on a smaller scale, but they're then colouring them super hard, and they're only keeping what they deem to be the best, isn't it? It's not a commercial thing where you're going, I need to keep 1,000 fish. It's like, well, these 10 are mint. Keep them, rest can sod off.
It's going
That's
to
why
be interesting to see between us the fish that I like and want to bring back to sell, and the fish that you want to buy to breed from. Whether there is a dry.
Are you going for
I
any
don't
parents?
room for any more parent stock, mate. I've never, honestly, we've got so many parent fish, it's insane. I'm going out and buy some babies. Tamasaba, butterflies, bumpkins.
Whatever. Like you're
And
going
the-
out for any of
And the
that.
terrapins in the tank.
A box it is then. There you go. A box it is then. One of everything. I'll have a box from every place we visit, please. That's how you'll be doing, Matt.
Probably will be.
I
Yes.
Mate, I won't blame you if you did.
I've been trying to get.
I loved being able to be at the side of Ryan while he were going through them, grading through them, and watching what he were picking and thinking, yeah, I'd go with that. I'd go with that. And then there were ones where I was thinking, well, what's wrong with that? And he's going, you're not rating Ed.
Yeah, that's Ryan all over.
I like it. It's like, you're fucking mad. Well, I like Jeff's going around, turning around and saying, go on then, I'll let you pick that one. And between him and at sushi, they're both going, Jeff, you okay? Jeff, you okay? Proper ripping him. And he's going, I can see what you're looking at. I know what you're looking at. But Jeff, you okay?
But there's also a difference in what you're buying. It's not just necessarily what you want, is it? You've got to buy, as a dealer, you've got to buy what your customers want to buy.
Yeah.
So you're thinking, I really like that, but actually, that's not going to be an easy sell at 700 quid. What I need to buy is that's going to be an easy sell at 200 quid all day long. I need to buy lots of them, but actually, I really want to buy that. But I can't buy that. Oh, okay, well, you will buy that.
That was one thing I changed this year. So I took stock for the shop that at different price points, because that's one thing that you need to look at is your price points, what you can sell, what are your harder sells but higher quality that cost a little bit more money. So, and then once I've done that, I then looked at what's available, what the dealer has available for Azakari, and what fish are more expensive but show quality that you can ship. So this year I mixed all of that up. So I've got the ability to offer a few Azakari pieces, and I've got some nice show pieces to bring home as well, 2 of which have sold already. So yeah, that was something I learned last year. I didn't do so well on that, but you're learning your trade. So, you know, what I'd love to do is just buy all the show quality koi, and that, but you wouldn't bring money up.
You're not going out there as a hobbyist, are you? You're going out there to make money as a business.
Yep, absolutely.
That's the hard bit in it, because you'll get sucked into, if you love Sankey, you'll go to these Sankey producers and you'll look at the best Sankey and you end up spending your budget on a load of Sankey that you then can't sell, or much harder sell.
It's harder sell. Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, someone said, "Oh, it must be easy spending someone else's money," and it's really fucking not, because my job's on the line, isn't it? You know, the success of the shop is based on my shoulders alone. You know, it's like it's only me. There you go. Yeah. So
Matt is now on holiday officially.
Oh, I just got asked whether I'm practicing, and I went, yeah.
Matt, I've got to ask, right, when you went out with Pam last night, your steak was like...
It was big.
A dinosaur steak, and Pam's was like a chicken nugget.
Yeah, I had one of their big T-bones.
Oh, you've done well then, looking after her.
It was awesome food. Yeah, Miller and Carter. It was sweet.
All right, so I want you to remember that. And then when you go to the Wagoy restaurant here...
Oh, my God.
Then I want you to put Miller and Carter beef in.
I'm telling you now, right?
Can I ask how much you paid for your steak?
45. But the best bit, Crafty, was the waiter that come over, and he was serving us all day, and his name was Chris. You know, well, my name's Chris, and I'm going to look after you tonight, and all the rest of it. And I ordered up T-bone, and I said to him, in comparison, what is the T-bone steak like here to a Wagyu? You must have tried a Wagyu. And he went, never tried meat. I'm a vegetarian. And he's in a steakhouse.
Equal opportunities and all that.
Best drug dealers don't do drugs. Best steakhouse waiters don't eat meat.
Yeah. He's vegan.
You don't want to try the product, you get hooked.
There we go. Right, I've got a challenge for you. You've got to go to, is that Marahide? Marahide? Marhu?
Marahide, yeah.
Marahide. You've got to go there, Matt, right? I challenge you to go in there and go near his bull.
Sorry?
Yeah, he's got his
A bull.
bull, right? Shinoda's got a bull. I went in there and I held Shinoda's bull by the horn. Right?
By the balls.
That was my challenge from Lee. Now I'm telling you, you got to go to Marahide, and you've got to just touch the bull. Fucking thing's savage, man. I thought it was going to kill me. I cut bits of that video out, guys. I'll be honest with you. I didn't want to look like a pussy, but I ran out of that fucking barn proper damn fast.
Have
It
you
was
watched?
smashing the shit out of it.
Have you watched?
His head against stuff, it was proper going for it. Just try go in there and go near that bull.
Well, on the Ryan's watching, so arrange that on my birthday, Ryan, and I'll do the Crocodile Dundee special. when I
Not a
go
chance,
in.
mate. I swear to God, you're going to shit your pants.
I tell you what, mate, they stink like fuck. They're fucking.
That were an issue. It literally, right? They've got like a stall and it's attached, as they all are, through the nose on a ring. Yeah. I went into the first one, the one that Lee said to go, which was Shinoda's. Shinoda's one. It was laid down at floor, and I thought, oh, it ain't all that bothered. I walked in there and it stood up, and it started looking, and he stuck his head over top, and I managed to bit a little slowly. Eventually got hold of it, and I got hold of its horn. And I thought, yeah, piece of piss that. Ha! I challenge you, Lee. I took the bull by its horns job, right? And then I went to that next place, and Sushi said, "His bull's in here. You want to see that one? Go and have a look at that one." Slid this door open, and the minute I slid this door open, it just turned and whacked its head straight off this big oak beam. I thought, oh my God. So I walked in, and Vicky says to me, yeah, let it smell your hand, and then put your hand in the middle of its head and just tickle its head after it's not a fucking chance, man. This bull literally started, it smelt my hand. And then all of a sudden, bearing in mind that this is a big oak beam with some boards across it. And these boards, there's about 12 boards on it. And at the bottom of these boards, there's a great big 1.5 meter hole. So when it bent its head down to this hole, I put my hand there for it to smell at my hand. As soon as it smelt my hand, that were it. Smash, and it was whacking its head off. I thought, any minute these rest of these boards are going to get smashed off and I'm going to get battered to death by this bull. So I just sprinted out. I ran out of the room and I thought, nah, right, go back in, try it again. And so I went back in and I managed to be able to touch his back. And when I touched its back, it went nuts again. I went back in and I told him and he said, oh yeah, that bull's crazy as shit, man. You don't want to go near it. It's mental. It shit me up. I was proper out there. I was gone. Proper scared me. That thing's big. But see if you can touch that one's horn. But if you do it, you got to film it. You're going to film it. I need to see the proof. But
yeah, I'm not filming any of that.
No, Shinoda's was relatively calm in comparison. That one were wide up, man. That were after me. That wanted to.
What do they use it for then?
Bullfighting.
Bullfighting.
Not like in Spain. Not
like the old, it's not that
head to head.
They do head to head
challenge,
ball to ball, push and pull.
It's like bull sumo wrestling. That's the best way.
What, a bull and a person?
No,
bull versus bull. But they're not. All the horns are trimmed and rounded off so that they're not sharp, so that they don't do any damage.
I just head to head wrestle each other,
push each other and stuff.
Did you have to watch all the VHS videos? I spent hours watching videos of this fight against that fight. Oh my God!
That one were a savage, man. That one. I literally went in and I showed Ryan the video that I didn't cut down. And he was like, "Fucking hell!" He proper meant it. He was going to have me if it could. It scared the shit out of me, and I ran back out. I don't mind admitting it, but I wasn't going to show you all. But I did cut that bit, me running out of the building. Yeah, that one was
1.5, isn't they?
Well, but he said it's about 1.5 tons, that one, but that's a baby one. The one that he had before was about, over 2.25 tons. So the one he had before that were a big bull.
Where did that one go off to for the Wagyu?
I don't know. I don't know what happened to that one, mate, but he no longer owns that one.
Last time I was here, Rick, we went to the Wagyu, and Sloth, the owner, is the biggest, ugliest Japanese bloke you've ever met. Is abnormally huge in comparison. He makes white people look tiny, is massive for a chap, which is a little bit like Jaws out at that, at the like Jaws out of James Bond. It's one of them sort. He was saying, "Oh yeah, we got champion bull Wagoi." Yeah, fucking. I bet you did, man. That was expensive, very expensive. Tasted a treat though.
Yeah. As Peter's just said there, that bull's never been the same since Lee tickled its balls. Lee's not been close enough one to tickle its balls, mate. He told us all in the live. He said he put one on its horn by sneaking up on it because he's a sniper. But yeah, he's not been nowhere near that other dude's ball. That one was savage, man.
He showed him the mosquito and the bull went mad.
Yeah, I bet he did.
We were saying yesterday, if Lee was here now, man, he'd probably be running through the mountains naked in the snow or something. He'd go into full ADHD mode.
He likes to do a bit of snowboarding though, doesn't he? So he'd probably not. With that type of good powder, it'd probably be enough, wouldn't it? I'd have go at least.
Yoshino was going to go snowboarding with him this time round, but he didn't come, which is a damn shame because he's missed probably the heaviest downpour.
Best snowfall he could have done it in, yeah.
I'll do it, I'll go. I'll do a bit of snowboarding.
Really snowboard.
Huh?
Well, put it this way, mate. The snow's been that bad, they shut the ski lifts. That's just mental.
Too much snow for skiing.
It's probably avalanche risk, isn't it?
I did get one question from Tom Churchill who says, will going to Japan have more impact on how you keep your coin now, Gaz? No, mate. Honestly, it won't. Because when I went there...
He's got rid of them all. They're not good enough.
I don't need to keep them anymore. It's pointless. No. To be honest, no, it wouldn't, because every place I've been to had the simplest form of filtration that you could think of. And it just emphasized more of the methods that Rick from New Forest Core uses. What simple works and why change methods that have worked for years and years and years and years. So I won't be going or upgrading filtrations or systems or anything like that. I won't be thinking or worrying about keeping my coin cold because I saw a hell of a lot of fish out there in the cold that some were broodstock. In fact, I know, for example, Kobayashi's fish that he uses for his broodstock were out there in the mud ponds. And with weather conditions like that, if they can, make it through out over there through conditions like that, I ain't going to be worrying about heating my pond ever again, mate. No. So it won't change anything for me. Would I like to get the best out of what they've got by having heated ponds and putting my fish through kind of regimes that in the summer months that they could? Yeah, I really would like to do, but financially it's a dream for me until such time as we get in something and some new form of employment.
You know something though, Gaz? All right, your current circumstances aside, all right. If you run a heater, run it in the summer.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
It doesn't cost anywhere near as much.
I could have the proper winters like they have over there and give them the summers that they have over here.
A good growing season. Your heater don't work anywhere near as hard, mate, to maintain that balance.
That would make perfect sense, mate. And it would give them the kind of good growth season throughout the summer months that they really do require to get that size and a bulk up and
as long as you can afford to just up your feeding ratio as well. Yeah. Food levels increase, but yeah,
get some big reflectors on that back fence.
That's what I need, mate. Yeah, big reflectors, bounce it back in like yours in Politon. The jobs are good in. Yeah, reflect the heat,
mate. They're doing right.
But yeah, I don't think. I honestly, if I could afford it financially, yes, it would change one element. I would buy myself some better quality fish. That would be something that would change. Obviously, going to be giving a fair good few of my fish to my dad now, and hopefully over a few more. I'm not meaning about any of the fish that I've been gifted or any of the fish that I've had as. But some of my older,
already.
Some of my older stock, some of the stuff that I have.
Yeah, before your knowledge has increased, Gus. Yeah.
100%, mate. Yeah. It has changed elements of it, yeah, but not the actual keeping of it. The keeping that I'm doing, the filtration that I've got, the system that I've got. If anything, like Crafty said there, perhaps maybe heating through the summer months, if I ever got the opportunity and chance, would be something I would look to change. But yeah, I'd probably be looking to get myself some better quality stock, which would be less. Like when Matt said to me, when you come outside and you had a look at your pond, what do you honestly think?
No,
my first response.
What was your views on that?
Some of the fish I've got in my pond, some of the original stuff that I started with, it was a bit of a anticlimax. But some of the fish that I've got in the pond, I'm happy with, and I'm quite pleased with the progression of them. Be nice if I could get some more growth into them, yeah. But would I ever achieve over there? Man.
You can't fight stuff. So if your pond is going to run at a temperature where you can't grab, then you've got a pond where you could buy high quality fish that stay high quality for a long time.
Exactly, mate. Yeah, and just have some nicer fish to look at.
You know, you've got different environments do different things, and you got to work with what you got. You can't remake stuff. Can't change it. Go with it. Use it to the best it can be.
Yeah. Would I like to have seen these, Crafter?
I'm really contemplating buying that fish there for myself.
Kobayashi's Aragokis.
Yeah, that's his favourite fish on. Is that? Oh, it's me.
I like him. But...
Nah, right. First impression, what does it remind you of?
Ghosty.
Yeah.
Did you say that? But that's the problem. It's once you go from looking at fish, you go, oh, that's just a ghosty. Then you look at then you go, well, actually, that's pretty immense, and that will get better and better as that gets big. It's going to look insane, but you still.
The silver lining to the pec, well, all fins.
Yeah,
absolutely beautiful.
And the lateral scales that almost marry into the actual zip.
it's the rower scales down the spine on this fish that really gets me. It's like they're such super size, but then follow all the way down. It's for an
that's quite a uniform scalation, isn't it? It's quite mint all the way through it. When you look at the other one,
that's what makes. Yeah, that's what makes it a little bit more. It's got a red belly as well, which is quite different. That's what then steps up the quality a little bit.
The scalation to this one is more sporadic, as opposed to this one. This is really quite uniform in it throughout.
Yeah,
Karagoki.
But that bumps the price up quite considerably as well.
Oh yeah, imagine it would, mate. Imagine it would.
So,
give me a couple of years, mate. You should see what we got going.
Fuck yeah.
Jesus, man.
Yeah.
Michael Thompson says, Rick, can I come down to New Forest and select some asagis from the shop? They look banging. You can, but
we haven't got any asagis in the shop.
Where did they all go?
They've all gone to different places. Yeah.
Dealers.
I think the problem with us is
he stashed them.
We're a shop and we're a farm. It's not, So if someone wants to come and buy some nice asagis, then they need to contact us and we'll get some to pick through. But they're not in the shop, not loads of them, because we can't. The general people that come in the shop don't want to see a load of asagis.
Yeah, they're the hardest seller, aren't they, mate?
So, we're going to have a lot of good asagis. That's just how it is. But they're not in the shop at the minute. But yeah, he's got some good fish. He's been sneaking. He nicked a load of my Shiros the other day.
I'll tell you what, mate. Michael Thompson does really well. He had a load of small Shinoda off us last year, and the results that he got, and the koi club that he belongs to, Crouch Valley, absolutely insanely good. Good koi club as well.
Claude asked a question. What happens to fish that do not make the grade? What do you think?
Well, it depends, doesn't it?
It depends what grade you're talking about. Yeah. If they're not making the grade of their Tatigoi, then they'd go to, I would have thought, more selected fish for sales. But if the fish that don't make the grade for sales, they'd be culls.
Yeah.
That's the flip side of it, isn't it? The amount of fish that get destroyed, basically, that get cold, and the earlier you do it, the better. But unfortunately, yeah, it's just part and parcel. We sell a much bigger proportion of our fish than, say, a small farm in Japan do, because they're trying to strive for that higher standard, and they'll only sell those, so the rest just get cold. We don't cull so many because we've got a market for.
Where do you think fish meal comes from?
Peru.
Is that charged? Oh, shit.
Yeah,
Or fertilizer?
Yeah, I mean, so they used to put basically on the first cull, go back on into the fields and get ploughed in, basically just to enrich the soil.
Yeah,
but it's not something. As a koi keeper, generally you want to see the nice stuff, don't you? You don't want to think about what happened to the 999 others
that
didn't make it.
But to be fair, it's only a select few that do cut it, isn't it? You know, can you imagine what the ponds would look like if you didn't do that? You know, it's fucking, the grade of koi would be absolutely hideous.
Yeah,
but that's the thing, isn't it? It's part of the industry. It's part of the business. Yeah, big farmer. Momentary probably does 20 million fish a year, but he only markets 5,000.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of fish that don't make it wherever.
It all gets recycled.
Everything gets recycled, as we do. Can't destroy energy, can you?
This is very true.
So where are you off to today, mate? What's your first port of call this morning?
I don't know. It depends on access at the minute. It's absolutely hammering it down with snow at the minute.
That's shit. We'd go all the way to Japan and get snowed in.
Imagine that.
A week.
I think today's going to be the last of the downfalls, and then it's going to clear up apparently. So hopefully it rescinds somewhat, so you get a lot of stock replenishment, mate. To be honest,
it's getting a bit nippy.
A bit nippy.
Yeah.
Yeah, get your Mr. Nishigoi top on, son.
That's it.
Is he just gone to get changed? Oh, Lord. Are we going to get a beard?
Put on a little bit of the old merch.
Why not, mate? Mate, they're good hoodies, they are. Mine is,
nice, proper nice.
Mine's still doing the rounds, mate. It ain't fucking missed a beat, to be perfectly honest.
I just got told off because I put my vape down in there and I laid it down and it's leaked.
Oh yeah, that's not good. Well, at least you know how to fix it if it goes wrong.
Yeah. Question for the panel: if you had a very flow pump, would you lower the flow rate on it over winter on an unheated pond? Yes.
Yeah.
Always lower your flow rate throughout the winter months if you've got a very flow.
Definitely.
Yeah. I have done, Sarah. Yeah, I've reduced mine down to half. Flowing at about 50% now.
Well, I've turned one of my pumps off and then just keep the other one ticking over at 50%.
I've turned one of mine off. Bang. I need a new one. Still need to get one. Yeah,
what do you need?
I want about 4.5. I wouldn't mind a 5,000 litre Veriflow if that is such a thing. If you can get one, I don't know if you can.
No,
but it needs to be about 4,000 to 4,500 just for the trickle flow. That's gone for it.
Yeah, there's a chance actually, guys, because I'm trying to think. Someone has bought a new range of Veriflow out. I don't know if they're on market at the moment, though, but they have come down in litres per hour.
Yeah.
Pumps. I'm not sure. Mate, drop me a text when I'm home and I'll have a look, because for some, they're Superfish, I think. I think that they've released a new range. Not Superfish, Pond Expert, I think, have released a new range. I think it's them. So
yeah, because the one that
I'll
I did
have a
have
look.
was just a submersible hose lock. When it's just a shit one that I bought at the time, and then I thought, well, I'm only running a trickle filter off it, so I'll just let that mid-water pick up and just use it as is. And it's run for like 3 years, flat out, continuous, and it just give up the ghost. Yeah, it's done. So
I'm sure. I think they've gone down. Off the top of my head, I might be wrong. I think they've gone down to 6,000 litres. I think they're doing 6, 8, 10, and then all the way up to 55,000.
How much does it cost to go over to Japan? A flight about
1,100.
950 quid. Return.
It jumps.
It's a best part of £2,000, isn't it?
I'll break the cost down, right, so people are aware. All right, so return flight, you're looking circa £1,000. All right, you know that's a sort of ballpark figure, but depending on the day you fly, depending on the times you fly, you will get different values. Obviously, same as everywhere. If British Airways haven't got a flight, look at Japan Airlines, because Japan Airlines work in hand with British Airlines, so British Airways. So if BA haven't got anything, look at JPM. Then when you get over here, you can either get the train to Tokyo Station, right? That costs you peanuts. Peanuts on just the train to the Shinkansen station, and then your bullet train fee is about that peanuts for the train, about 30-40 quid in a taxi if you take a taxi, which is a lot easier.
About 46 quid, I think it cost us in a taxi from the.
Do you know how much it cost me?
Station.
25 quid.
Yeah,
it was so good, mate. Yeah, so good. And then the train tickets around 80 to 85 quid to Nagaoka, and then you've got on top of that, you're looking really around 30 quid a day for food. You know, if you're on a budget.
If you really wanted to eat sensibly, you can do it way less than that, man. To get ramen, get a bowl of ramen was something like £4.50, and that stuff is beautiful, and it's very filling as well. You could eat. You could eat 20 quid. You could eat you could eat really well for 30 quid.
Yeah, you know, all in. If you put your drinks on,
if you would stop at 7-Eleven trips and bits and bats,
30 quid a day max.
Yeah.
And then your hotel stay around 350 quid, 400 quid for the week. All right, so you know, you do the math off that, and then the thing is, though, if you're going to go on a buy-in trip with a dealer, you've really got to understand that it's not necessarily a tour guided sort of holiday.
It's not sightseeing, it's spending.
It's spending. Yeah, you really should have a budget, a good budget, because if you get right, for example, if you think you're going to go out to Japan with just 500 quid in your pocket to spend on fish, right, you're not going to buy fuck all. To be perfectly honest. You know, I would suggest you're looking more £2,000, £3,000, £4,000, right? £2,000 to buy you an extremely nice fish, right? And let's face it, if you're only going out there as a one-off, it's worth taking that with you. So you do have the ultimate, what do they call it? Fucking merch, whatever you want to call it. You know, trinkets to actually come back and say that's the fish I bought when I was in Japan. There's no better shop than Japan for koi.
No, 100%. Yeah.
You can't come back with one. It'd be lonely. You have to buy two.
Come back with one, Rick. I bought one. Put it in a pond of many.
Yeah, but guys, there's a bit difference to what you've done, mate. You went out there as a gift, you know.
I did, and that bit for me. But to go over there there was only one particular fish that I would. I mean, when I saw that one of yours, mate, and I saw that one of Ryan's, I thought, my God, I've got to have one of them. At some point, I've got to have one of them. And when I saw them there, I thought, shit.
Right, you got lucky there, mate, because they're like rocking horse shit, aren't they? So.
Yeah. But the mint.
There's also the flip side. Yours will be shipped back with some of Ryan's from Odicam, whatever, or if it's staying out.
Well,
there.
yeah, the whole batch that was bought there, everything.
But what a lot of people don't realise is you can't just go to the farm.
Yeah, you can't just buy one
fish
fish to bring back on its own. It's got to come back as a box load at least, isn't it? Minimal. Yeah.
Well, you can send one fish back, but it's not cost effective,
Well,
is it?
The amount that it would cost would be absolutely extortion, I would imagine.
You just wouldn't do it. The thing is, right, let's say, for example, there was, 3 of you plus the dealer there, and the 3 guys that are coming out to buy, even if they pick 2 fish each, right?
You're still not filling the box, are you?
As a dealer, I've then got to look at making that up to potentially 25, 30, 40 pieces, depending on size. Right. Well, if I can't make a box up of fish that I class as sellable, or the price isn't reflective of the quality in order to get all of the box filled, you may only be able to pick up half a box, and then the rest don't meet the criteria. I'm not going to fill that box. They're all going back whether the customers want them or not, because at the end of the day, it's a business buying trip, and you just can't justify sometimes spending that money in order to get fish back for the customers. As much as it's disappointing, as a customer, you've got to have that understanding.
But if you were doing it in meat side, it's slightly easy, wouldn't it? Because then you might only get 4 or 5 fish to a box, and then you could buy 1 or 2 for shop, and your clients could then buy maybe 1 a piece.
Absolutely.
That way you can do it. But when it comes to Torsai, you've got a lot to put in a box.
Can you imagine somebody going, I like that little one there?
For me, I was fortunate enough to be able to do that, because there were other people there buying, and there were other people there that was buying and purchasing stock to come from there to come back to their establishment. So I could buy that one fish, but you couldn't do that as a general public under normal buying trips. It wouldn't work, would it?
The difference is,
when I was out there 20 years ago, we were going around farms, whatever, and one of the guys with us picked 4 fish, I think, from me to us. We made a box around the fish he wanted, so we had a box full. And then later in the week, he goes, I really want, and he decided he wanted to spend all of his money on one big fish somewhere else. And suddenly he didn't want the 4 fish that we've made a box round. And it's like, shit. So we can't lose face with the breeder and whatever. So you ended up, we have to ship those 4 fish, we had to ship them back and absorb them between us, because he wanted to spend his money on one big fish somewhere else that he saw later on in the trip. And it's like, yeah, it's an absolute pain in the bum, isn't it? Because suddenly we've now got a box of fish that we perhaps didn't really want, plus 4 fish that we didn't want.
That you didn't want, on top of.
But you've committed to buying them. So, yeah, it's not easy, which is why I told everyone that wants fish from us, go to Matt. I'll help pick them, but Matt's dealing with it. So I've got a shopping list, Matt. You're right.
I have as well. So it gets mighty bloody confusing.
No, it's all for you, mate.
I've got to find very high grade pancho shower.
Okay.
So that's going to be interesting trying to find that one.
Tancho shower.
Yeah, you'll find one, but when you say very high grade, mate, it's got to fit a budget.
It was a good budget.
What's classed as very high grade?
Budget.
It's budget. People always think, this is always a killer. Like, as a dealer, right, it's like, I'm looking for X, Y, Z. What's your budget? And then people like do the tortoise thing when they get back in the shell. Right? Well, actually, it's like the most important thing for a dealer to know, because Gaz will back me here. He can honestly now tell you that, if if you're looking for something that costs £1,000, right, there's stuff there that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, £10,000.
Yeah.
Right. So when
Yeah.
you say budget size, what are you looking for?
I
You've got
I
to be
would
realistic. Your money will buy a certain quality.
How many
Yeah.
times, Crafty, have you been asked for? Have you got any tanchos? But only want a small one, but it's got to have a perfect tancho.
I was asked to get one. I was
Yeah.
asked to get a Nisai Tansho Kajaku with a £400 budget.
Not happening.
Like,
Yeah.
not a chance. Like, we saw one, a Tansho Kajaku there, but it had a £4.5 budget. And that was in a pond where if you had to ask the price of those fish, you can't buy from that pond. So we didn't even ask how much it was, but we estimated that it was going to be very expensive.
I've seen there's some really nice fish up in Hossakai at the moment. Really nice. So I bought. Let's just say I bought some really nice quality pieces for the auction, for solely for auctioning. If I don't get a buyer in the shop, they'll go on the auction site anyway. But there were some really nice pieces there. You may be lucky, Matt, with like, no, it was you that says it, Gaz, wasn't it? If Tancho Kajaku, there was some probably 3 or 4 pieces that I've seen in a pond that would fit that bill. But the problem is there's so many people out here buying.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The chances you get your hands on them
at the time, and then going back the next day, they're gone.
and then being there is slim to none.
But what amazes me, Crafty, is that today, and particularly Ryan, when he's going around the farms, today you can go to a farm and you can see all the fish and you can see him picking through them. But tomorrow, there could be a shed load more fish in that pond when Ryan returns with us.
Or there could be none.
Yeah, it's just you've got to capture it. Like Ryan was saying, there's different.
You've got to get
farms.
them when you're there. If you see them and you like them and they give you that buzz and you think those are the fish that I want to go through, you've got to go for it. You've got to commit to it. Or you return later and they're all gone and there's next to nothing there. Like you said, you come back like the conditions that they got there now. They're not going to be coming back tomorrow because there ain't going to be no more fish in there. They're going to be gone because they can't pull any more in because of conditions. But yeah, it's Philip King's asked me a question there. How much did that one fish cost? How much is in your bank account, Phil? I mean, a bit of a personal question. It cost that much.
That's
I mean,
the thing.
that's-
Yeah. That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. I want to try and get across. Is it's not just what you pay for fish out there.
No, it's not.
It's
There's
all the other things you've got to add on to it, plus all the things you add on to it this end. So yeah, it might be a reasonable. Oh, it's only £100 from the farm, but it's still £300 by the time it gets back here with everything else added on, isn't it? That's part and parcel of.
We'll say this much, that one fish in that pond that I purchased is the most expensive fish that I own. That's how much it cost.
It costs more than all your other fish put together because they were all free.
Yeah. But I was going to say that's a bit unfair, guys, because they are all freebies.
Oh, fuck off. Not at all, Matt. I've badly. Oh, no, I'm not going there again. When I start working out how many I have had for free, there is a fair few good free ones in there. But yeah, it is the most expensive fish that I've purchased. So you only have to watch my channel. In fact, Phil, go through my channel and watch the videos and the fish that I have purchased, and you will see that there's a price to the fish that I've purchased, and that one is more expensive than it. Well, that sends you on a bit of a
Did you say it's staying out there or was it coming back? We talk about as a car. I missed it. I don't know.
Oh no, mine's coming back. I can't afford to do as a car.
Well, you can. You just leave it with Ryan for a year.
Well, Ryan might give me the option of leaving it at his for a year. I don't know. Or
He
for the
fucking
season.
won't.
I don't know.
I'm fucking telling you now, he won't.
I can try sweet talking. You never know. I might get it great on. He's heated. Throw it in there for 12 months. You never know. I doubt it.
I would want it in my pond, though.
You don't want it in your pond?
No, I would want it in my pond.
I want it in my pond, but I would,
Yeah.
I want that fish in my pond, but I would like to be able to see if I can get it just bigger. I would like it back. I'd like it the size of Crafties and Ryan's because they look mega, man. When it's got some size to them fish, they look really good. But Rob Fox thinks, I think he might have meant that one fish that Rick was talking about, or possibly. If he was, I apologize, Phil. Have you told your wife how much it is? No, I haven't. So it was meaning me. No, mate. No. Shh. No, I haven't.
If you're going to go out there and you're going to buy a fish, you're going to end up not paying over the odds. But if you're buying one where you are, if you're going to go out and pick a fish and buy a fish, you probably are going to pay over the odds because as a breeder, you're just a pain in the ass. Can you net out that pond so I can pick one? No.
Well, that was the thing. It was right. I don't know if this is 100% right, but I think Odecan, he buys in fish. He'll go select
he gets
them
it from
from
wherever,
down south. And I believe that those fish, I think, came from down south, and he hand selected those fish himself. So for me to pick from a fish that Odecan hand selected and then pick his second favorite one out of that particular bowl was, yeah, sweet. Thank you very much. That'll do for me. I shall have that fish that Odecan was his second favorite that he picked out of that bowl. So
he's like Narita or Tanai, Narita, they all so they go around the farms and they pick stuff to grow on and to sell and to show and to do what they want to do with them. That's it's like an intermediate, it's like a middleman, isn't it?
Yeah, but no, I am, Phil. I am. And I'm not saying any of you because then
there's two sides to that coin as well, isn't there? So you're buying a fish from someone that's paid for a fish, so you're paying an extra person, but also you're getting a choice of fish that you'd never get to see from down south, and someone else but I to buy them. So
I will also say this because there are some really generous people that are. I won't necessarily say part of the GKP because everybody seems to think that the GKP is more than what it is, and what it is me. But there are friends within this group and within this community that I have made and become friends with that are true friends and real generous people. And there were several of those people that put some money in and turned around and said, "This is for you to get yourself a little bit of something with," of which I made use of that money whilst over there to spend and put towards buying myself a fish. So I didn't necessarily buy it all myself.
Gaz, that's
depending how you look at it.
No. You did buy it all yourself. It was a gift.
Well, I did. Yeah, it was money I was gifted, and I bought it with that. Well, I bought it with some of that money.
Right. So let's put this into perspective, mate. Let's put it into perspective, mate. It was what you was given. Right, was
one hell of a fucking reward, mate. Was what?
Yeah, but it was a thank you gift, wasn't it? From people.
Yeah, it was, mate. It was. Those people that put through had reasons behind doing what they did.
Right, no, but it's like, let me finish what I'm saying, because people don't understand how much time and commitment it takes to do what you do. I'm not one for blowing smoke, mate. I'm not like that. But to do a weekly show, week in, week out, without fail, right? YouTube bullshit aside, mate, it matters not. It's your time and effort, and you're providing a platform for us to all sit and have a gas bag. It's and people will appreciate it. It's better than watching fucking EastEnders, isn't it? Let's face it.
Is that on? Shit, on what?
Shit, we missed it. I hope you recorded it, Matt. What we're going to watch after. Yeah, so there was a bit, but yeah, you know who you are, and you're all very special. So thank you very much.
You're all very special.
That
sounds bad.
I don't mean like that, but yeah, they are special. But Gwen there says thank you. Yeah, again, people have put bits in, and people have made donations as well. There's still obviously the 24-hour live, which we've got those donations that I need to work out and put them back in and turn them into gifts and turn them into prizes and what have you for when we do that madness. Which
we,
is
we
gonna-
got dates for that because we were going to do it early March, weren't we? But is that...
we was, mate. But if it needs to change, it can change because there's nothing set in concrete until such time as everybody's available.
2028.
Sweet. Yeah. Well, whichever.
Yeah.
You're right, mate. That's 100%, which is why that's why I quit my job at the end of the day to get out of the shit that I was in. You're right, 100%, Phil. Life is too short to be worrying about money and to be worrying about crap like that. You got to live for the moment, and it was the time, and the moment was, well, so far 2025 has been one hell of a banger. It's going to take that is going to take some beating, man. It really is. I don't think I will ever have another year that kicks off quite like that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not an ungrateful person. I've got a wonderful wife, 3 wonderful children, and 3 wonderful grandchildren. I have my health. I don't have a great deal of wealth, but I think that combination of all them make me one of the most wealthiest men walking. So, and that I am truly thankful for.
Oh,
Well said.
No, it's me. It's the truth. It's 100% that you can. But it's the truth. When I see that little princess of mine yesterday stood there in front of TV with a little bit of a cartoon program on, watching her dancing away, thinking, you know what, man, that's what life's about. I've got 3 beautiful children that have been nothing but amazing, that are producing 3 beautiful grandchildren so far that mean the world to me. And
expensive Christmases.
Mate, that's what life's about, isn't it? It's about
Yeah, it is, mate. I'm there, mate. I've got 4 kids.
looking forward to the 24-hour live. I'm not, mate. I really am. I actually, I think if I'd have done it around the beginning time when we were in Japan, I could have smashed it. I would have waited for way more than 24 hours. Easy, piece of cake. We could have done it on. You guys could go live from your travels from here to Japan, and that technically would be 24 hours.
We got the filming down to a T. My speakers are in China. No speakers, microphones are still in China. My bilingual microphone things ain't working that great.
They're not. No.
Well, I was watching Crafties. Mate, he was doing some speaking over a bowl of fish, so I put the old headphones in.
Oh yeah, what did you say?
Turned out the coin's very large, and it goes up and down like a yo-yo or something. And it's like
the Japanese are insane, mate. How they translate.
So either he was talking shit or my headphones are talking shit. Who knows?
Sarah says there, question for Matt. Sorry, Sarah, I didn't see it at the beginning. Question for Matt. What budget should I be looking at for a 4 meter by 3 meter by 2 meter deep fiberglass block pond with a window?
You don't do fiberglass.
Matt's going to turn around and say, yeah, you don't want fiberglass. What you need is a Boxwell liner.
£837.81p.
Very precise.
What, for the whole pond?
How much for that again?
I'll have one.
Just get him to repeat that. Repeat that again, Matt. How much?
£837.81p delivered within a week.
That's a liner. She wants the whole pond building, mate.
Yeah. We don't do fiberglass thing.
She wants the window, the block work,
the whole lot.
Yeah,
that's such a hard one to answer because all the soil, the spoil, is that staying on the ground or is that got to be taken away? How much in the ground? How much digging? Best thing to do is chuck over an email or message me, and I can get you a price. But
there we go, Sarah.
All in, we're looking at 15 to 20 grand.
Oh, they're well nice, them sticks. The chocolate bits inside them.
Yeah, it's just...
Yeah, there's them. They're good. Try the milk ones, the one with the white milk, like yogurty colour around them. Like them. You've got some, haven't you? Yeah, them's them. They're all good. Ryan and Sushi are having them.
So at Sushi, right? He's driving you around. Is he like got a tipple? Has he got
a tipple he likes?
I don't know. I'll find out for you today, Rick.
I'm just thinking that, you know, if we're going to need to bribe him, is he a vapor, a smoker?
He's a smoker.
What does he smoke?
Fact about his big.
Yeah, they've got some well weird. Instead of us like we have these tanks that go on for your vapes, they have little ones that like a miniature cigarette goes inside, and they smoke on the cigarette just the same, but it vapes the cigarette, atomizes it, and it don't have no smoke when it comes out. And it doesn't have a horrible smell or note to them.
It's a tiny little cigarette, and inside it there's a metal band. And then what I do is when they atomize it, it burns the tobacco, but it doesn't turn it into ash.
Yeah, it doesn't turn it into ash. It's just stays inside a.
It's just a little. It's a little cigarette, but you don't need a lighter to light it. It never sets itself on fire.
Gwen says she's got one of those.
I didn't even know you could get them in the UK.
I didn't know you could.
You don't want half ounce of old Holborn then, and some rolling papers.
He does smoke proper tabs sometimes, and if you want to get him a little tickle or fags or whatever, you know what, it's worth waiting.
Not being funny. If you don't bribe the driver, you
look at that. Sorry, gonna have to cut you off a little bit there, Rick. Sorry, mate. Gaz, we love you and the gang. You are the closest we get to normal and love listening to your show. Thank you very much. That is really nice. Yeah.
You are the closest we get to normal.
what?
Absolutely is.
The closest we get to normal. That's the first time I've ever been called normal.
Atsushi is the business partner of Mr. Nishigoi.
Yeah.
So him and Misha.
And Misha.
Misha, but yeah, Misha.
He's a nice guy and all. He's a good laughing. It's a good fun.
I wound him up.
I don't know. This is what I was saying, mate. I mean, I spent a lot of time when I got a chance to have a good chat a few times with Sushi, and I did turn around and shake his hand and thank him because it's a whole part of a parcel, and he made it for us. Absolutely fantastic. And
nothing's too hard for him, mate, is it?
No, not at all, mate. No, and I don't imagine that he would have done that kind of thing that he did with us when he took us around Tokyo and what have you. But for me, that Jeff, we were buzzing when we come back from that. But like you said, Crafty, you can ride a train round, can't you, around Tokyo for next to nothing, man. £1.20, and we did something like 40 mile on train.
I would have done.
And he got pissed at one point and said, "God damn, we've missed a train." Like, when's the next one? 4 minutes. What? 4 minutes? Next train's in. Whoosh, we're off. Straight on it. It was good.
That's drinking.
I know, mate, you ain't got time to fart on them trains. A wick. They go. Straight on.
You say it's not the norm, mate, but if he was down in Tokyo, and there was a group of people there as part of his client base, right, he would do his utmost to make sure that you're having the best trip possible.
Yeah.
He would take people out to.
We got this random. We'd all gone back to his rooms and we said, right, we're going out for something to eat later on. And then I got a message. Do you want to go for a bit of a walkabout? Yeah. See a bit of sights? And I'm like, damn right, yeah. Not expecting, I thought we're going to go for a walk around where we were. Never expected to be jumping on a train and going through and then going into the centre of Tokyo. I'm like, well, this is wicked. It's brilliant. Jeff, I mean, to be fair to him, an older gentleman, and he has got a bad hip. He really did manage to keep up with us all the way through while we were going. But by the time we'd done all that walking for like 8 hours, he went knackered. He said, I slept like a log when I got it. Bang, gone. Not surprised. Like everybody didn't hear him snoring in the hotel.
But I will say, Gaz, you made a good impression, mate.
I did.
Yeah. So obviously, guys know that I know you, and Atsushi straight away was saying that he thought that you was such a genuine, nice guy, and it was really nice. Again, not to blow smoke, mate, but you know, credit where credit's due, mate. You made a really good impression. You know, he was super happy with just you as a person.
Well, yeah, that was the best bit about it, mate. It were all proper, down to earth and proper banter. There were 6 guys in the motor laughing like hell all the way wherever we went. Everything we did, it was mint.
I did say to him, "Are you sure it's the guys that I know? 'Cause he's normally a miserable northern fuck."
He's miserable company.
No, man, honest to God, this is the genuine truth. You know when I said when I quit work and I thought that's it, shit's going to be a bit shit. But when I got over there, mate, it was literally my everything went, man. I've just felt, and I've felt and remained the same since I come back. And having to sit here and talk about it all night.
It's amazing what stress does to you guys.
But it was.
So you're really a nice guy. Just situation made you shit.
Mate, to be fair, right, I'm going to be completely honest, Rick. I have the last 12 months. I've probably said a lot of things to a few people. I've probably said things that I probably shouldn't have said, and I have been a complete cricket bat at times. Cricket bat, we can use that one. I've been a bit of a cricket bat, not only with family, friends, you know, people that I've worked alongside as well, and I have been not me for a while. And I truly felt like when I'd gone over there and the whole weight of getting out of that employment, getting away from that work and getting out there into that environment really has made me feel like me again. And I haven't felt like this guy for a fucking long time, man. Not for a long, long time. I'm talking fire service shit since I felt like me. And I know it sounds a bit nesh, but
it don't, mate. I've been in the same boat as you guys to a point where it fucking give me a mental breakdown, mate. And it's
felt a long time since I
what
felt
stress
like
does to you.
Yeah,
you know, you don't know it. You don't know it.
You don't know, mate. You don't realize it is as bad as it is till you feel that relief and it's gone. And I do genuinely. I mean, I could sit here probably. I could shed a tear, man. That's no bullshit. I haven't felt like this for a fucking long time.
Well, good though, isn't it?
It is good, mate. Yeah, it did feel like a huge relief getting out there. I mean, I know I'd been away with Jeff before, and I know some of the stuff that he said in the past. And man, I had a proper ball. I had a proper laugh with him. He had me in stitches at some of the shit. He said that he got a clout. He got a clout round back at head from Ryan, and just silly stuff like that. That made me fucking laugh, and it was mint, man. Yeah, man.
Sushi don't like being hit round the back of the head. He goes ballistic.
No, don't. And don't call him a chauffeur either. Whatever you do, do not call him a chauffeur. Fucking Jeff,
I called him a chauffeur daily, mate.
He jokingly got in and went, "Go on, drive on, chauffeur." And you were like, "The fucking bus stop's up there, Jeff. Get out." He meant it in hell. He proper meant it.
I do things like that every day to him, mate, just to
don't, man. It's not good. It's not.
I'll do it every day. He expects it from me now. You know, right, Crafty.
You listen to that? Do we need little short cigarettes you light from the wrong end?
Now, the fact that it'll be, if you don't mind, he'll smoke. He'll smoke in the car, and I swear to God, you can't even tell there's anybody smoking. Or the side of you when he stood next to you outside. Yeah, dear. Anyway,
we need to bribe people. Don't we? That's bribery is where you get everywhere, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. Man,
dealers don't take bribery well, though, mate. They tend to put the fucking money up.
Put the price up.
The amount of money you have to spend just to open the door to the good stuff pisses me off, man. It's the worst. You know. Right. Oh, come and have a look at these. Oh, they're good. I'll have them. Oh, have you seen these? Oh, they're even better. I'll have some of them. Do you want some of them? No, I don't. I do, but I'm not having any. Yeah.
Got to play hardball.
Guys, I've put the website on for you. Oh, thank you. You posted it.
This is where we buy like cigarettes.
Yeah. Yes, they have a website. Oh,
I might start smoking.
Oh, was it a link? If it was a link, it won't let you post it. Go ahead and send it me privately if you can. Because they're cool, them. I like them.
Just the name of the website. That's all you need to put in. Don't put all the.
Yeah, don't put the link in because it won't allow. I don't think it'll allow you to post the link.
So when are you leaving, Crafty? What's the day today? Thursday.
You know, I don't know, Rick. I ain't gonna lie. I just know that my flight's at 1 o'clock in the morning on Sunday morning.
1 a.m. You go and get a flight at 1 a.m.
Fucking right, I can, mate. Sleep on the plane. land back at Heathrow at 6:30. Done.
6:30 what? Sunday
In the morning, yeah.
That's
oh,
good.
You're getting a late flight then.
A new day.
Well, an early flight, 1 o'clock in the morning, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like,
it
still late,
believe it or not,
it's really early.
Believe it or not, the flight back at that time was like £200 cheaper. So it was just, I'll just go with that when it's easier. Do the day's work in the mountains, get on the Shinkansen, get up to the airport. I ain't got to spend on a hotel for the night. I could just doss around in the airport and then jump on a flight at 1 and then back home for 6:30. Get over my jet lag.
Get over your jet lag on the plane, you'd be fine.
Yeah. I'll factor that one in, mate. Yeah, I hadn't thought of that. That's a good plan.
Claude's put in there, Gaz, what and which was the most expensive fish you saw over there? It was the Grand Champion, mate. The Grand Champion, mate. The Grand Champion fish, which was the most expensive fish, and I believe it was about £1 million, I believe.
So, right, GC aside, from the dealers, the breeders that you went to, which was the biggest fish that you see?
Oh, Dainichi, man.
Oh, that surprises me. Okay.
Because there was it was the Yamabuki was in there that I saw, and sorry, but that for me was
mate, they're banging
of a fish, and it looked absolutely mint. And to get it, because when we went back to Dainichi, it were there in pond in holding tanks, ready to go back. I mean, I'm guessing to go back into normal circulation, but it was in the holding tanks. But the Grand Champion was there. Sorry, the Grand Champion. Their big fish that they had at the show. In fact, they were all there. All the fish that they had there was back there. But yeah, that was Dainichi's was the biggest fish I think we saw out of the.
Not Odekan.
Odekan had got some really good big fish as well. He got some massive fish in there. But it's hard to tell. They don't look as big as what they are when they're in a massive pond that deep, do they? When they're right down low, when you bring that fish up, that's a metre easy plus.
When you see a metre fish get pulled up, I asked to see Yoshino's parent stock, just so I've got an idea of what I'm selling. It gives you the ability to give a bit of background. My fucking God, man! When he pulled it up, it looked big in the pond, but then when he took it out the pond, oh my fucking days, man! It was an absolute giant. It's just different gravy. Knocks you for 6 years. Fuck me, man! He wouldn't let me film it, so yeah. It's unfortunately it's up there. I'll never forget that.
It's up there.
You've
got to remember it, mate.
It's hard. It really, when someone says what was the best bit about it, it's almost impossible to say that there was a best bit because it was all the best bit. The whole package, the whole caboodle. I mean, Jeff would tell you. I know he's not on tonight. I'm guessing he's not feeling too cracky because he ended up coming back, and you could tell that he was getting a bit of a chesty cough. So I would imagine he's feeling a bit like crap, and he's probably getting his head down and trying to get over it. He was saying he was going to have to get in touch with doctors, but I think even Jeff would turn around and say that. It's like I saw a fish at show, and I was like, Jeff, come look at this, and then Jeff would go, fucking come look at this, and then I'd go, have you seen this? And we're walking around, so. You walk from one vat to another vat to another vat to another vat, and they were just wow after wow after wow. There is so many myths that you hear about what koi can do and what can't do. Male fish don't grow big. God damn, what a lot of crap. Yeah, they do. They grow massive. Deutsch fish can't grow big. Yeah, they do. They grow freaking massive.
Like not all of them, but
not all of them, obviously. But you can see, and exceptional circumstances are sure. Yes, I appreciate that. But Ginrin don't grow big. Yeah, they do. I've seen it. But there are selective fish that have got to those sizes, and that have come from top-notch fish and stock and breeders.
That's where people need to raise a certain amount of expectancy. All right, and this to me is having an understanding of where the fish have come from is, at the level of some, not everybody, but, when you get more and more into the hobby, it's having that extra knowledge of where the parent sets are from, but also what the breeders can achieve as well, So not every fish is going to get to that level because that's one fish in a million. Do you know what I mean? And that's what they've selected out. But ultimately, you can see what a fish can do in those exceptional circumstances. But them exceptional circumstances are actually quite minute in comparison. They may not fit the standard in order to get to the All Japan Koi Show. But the fish that we get, they all come from the same spawning, and they just may not have the sumi in the right place to take them there, or the sumi is in the right place, but it's not the quality for the show. So there was so many different variants.
When you're talking about the sumi and stuff like that, the grand champion fish, I've got some pictures. I'll bring them up that Gary shared with us. The development of the sumi on that fish over the 7 years that it did, man, what a transformation that fish took. And you wouldn't have thought for a minute that fish would have taken. The earlier photos, you would have looked at him and thought, what made him stick with that? Because you'd looked at him and thought, well, is it going to do that? You wouldn't have thought that it did do
advice and knowledge.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, it's years and years of experience and what have you. I mean, going back to the bit there again, like somebody said, what was one of the the best things that happened? I'll be honest, well, one thing I was shocked that happened, and I did feel quite privileged to be able to do it. I mean, I went out there with Ryan, and you guys know he knows what he's doing, and he knows what he's. And we're looking at these ponds, and he's pulling fish after fish after fish, and he says, "You could get bored of this. This were all like you could get bored of this." And I was like, "Nah, not a chance. Can never get bored of this." And then we went to another farm a couple of days later, and he's going through, and he'd got 4 ponds to go through, and he just turned around and said, "Here, Gaz, you pick some." And I got to net through half of that pond and then half of another pond. So to actually be given the trust to be able to pick and select fish for Ryan and choose fish that I liked and what I like the look of. And all right, yeah, I put all those fish that I liked. I got the gentlemen, they were netting them out of the pan nets that I was picking up. And I think he only turned out maybe 2 or 3 pieces that I'd picked. That was a good bit. That was a bit that I'd never forget because I got to select something and watch somebody go through what I selected and only take out 3.
But right, so here's a question for you, Gaz.
Oh, quite blown away at being able to do it in first place.
Right, so when it comes to, that's what my screen keeps buffering. When it comes to selecting, right, and you're sifting through the masses, how fast was you in comparison?
Right, well, there was a bit. We was at Easter.
I'll come back.
We was at Easter, and Ryan was going through the fish, And I said to Jeff, come on, let's have a go at seeing if we can pick what Ryan picks. And I did 12 lots of scoops that were put in. And I was looking at them and picking at them and getting them on a bit of an even keel with Ryan, slightly behind him on some of them. I might have picked one and gone, oh, that one, but Ryan picked out maybe one or two before it, but then picked that one. But then I'm
going to say, when you sat down and you selected,
yeah,
right?
Really, well, these were knee side, so this was spotting a fish swimming around in them and thinking, oh, that one. And then I was seeing them going down and underneath other fish, and there must have been 50 fish deep in that pond, and you were taking them out and like having a quick look at them and thinking, right, yeah, not them ones. I don't want any of them. Not them ones, just to thin the numbers down, and then getting to pick stuff like what I liked, and I'm just putting them through. And then he's saying, well, here you go, let's have another go, do other pond. It were that bit I was quite chuffed with. But yeah,
that's the enjoyable bit. But it does get sweet, it can get boring, mate. And
I can imagine going through 4 ponds of maybe 800 fish again and again and again and again. And you do that 4 times a day. I would imagine it would be mentally draining, mate, as well. The fact of how much you've got to concentrate on what you're doing and what you're selecting through,
it's that, mate. And then on top of it, it's like anything when you're riding a bike. When you do it constantly, it's not as enjoyable as if you're out there for fun, if you understand. So you have to really fucking hone in, like to overcome that little mental barrier that you get, that block where you just, fuck's sake, it's like next. There
was one bit when we went to Kobayashi's, and it was grading through Shuru Atsuris, Rick, and I thought, we walked in.
Let me just jump in, guys. I'm going to get off, mate, because I need to get.
You're going to get ready for today's adventure.
Yeah. So thanks for having me on, guys, and
with the time difference and everything.
Have a good trip, guys. Make sure you bring. I would suggest, if you haven't, bring some wellies as well as your normal boots.
Sensible footwear, mate.
Mate, I shit you not, man. You step out the car. If it's not snow, it's 2 or 3 inches of flowing water.
Yeah.
No, flowing water. And then at some fish farms, mate, you're having to walk round the houses. It gets about a foot deep in what is a stream around their house. So yeah, make sure I would suggest you bring some sort of
sensible footwear.
Yeah.
I might get on well with a ball then, because my boots are covered in cow shit.
What about you clean them?
You might get some extra loving that you're not really after.
Right. Have a good trip, guys. I'll see you when I get back,
mate.
guys.
Enjoy your rest of your time out there, bud. Thanks for joining us.
Take care.
Cricket bats.
Cricket bats.
Yeah, we got slippers and wood cup, guys. Yeah, done. We were selecting through Kobayashi stuff. Oh, well, we'd gone there to do. And when we walked in, Jeff and the other guys turned around and said, "Ooh, there's all that's his bowl of selections." And I went, "No, that's his fucking turnouts. Those are the no goods." They went, "No, what the hell?" I said, "I'm telling you, those are his no goods. All those are the ones he turned out." They're like, no. So I said to Ryan, I says, "What's them in there?" He said, "Them's all the turnouts, the ones that are no good." I thought, like,
it's mad, isn't it?
You're learning.
I am learning, mate. And I could. That was to watch him go through them, and then to watch Ryan going through them. I thought, yeah, I know what you're going for. I know what you're looking for. I've done loads of these. Mint. Loved it. It was brilliant. Gwen says night from me, guys. Thanks very much for joining us, Gwen.
Night,
Have a nice evening. Or the remainder of it. I guess
it's tomorrow. It's nearly tomorrow.
What time are we on? Well, 3:19, and all like, evening, all bit late, just a little. Pack your boots, wear your wellies, on the plane. That looked cool. Both rocking up with cow shit on wellies. You're going to love it, guys. It literally is. It meant the world to me over there, man. That was absolutely mint. I know that probably sounds a bit nice to people that do that kind of shit all the time, but I've not really been on anything like that before. But it was absolutely fantastic and extremely appreciated, man. Really was.
Don't start crying again.
Yeah, I mean, it's not so much that it's the more of feeling happy again, mate. And it's been a while since I felt like I do, and that's genuine. I don't mind admitting it, and I certainly don't mind showing me for who I am. At the end of the day, that's who I am. It's been a good long while since I've felt like this. A good long while, and I've even had a bit of a ding dong today with some individuals. My mum and dad we had a bit of a, and even normally I would have dwelled on that for a long time, and we'd have, we probably wanted, but I didn't. I walked out of there without any, malice, without any. It was only a silly little bit of a spat, but normally that would have kept me down for a fair few days, and I'd have been fucking angry about it all the time, and I'd have been probably venting at home life as well then, and bringing shit home, and it's truly has made a massive difference.
It's like
amazing, isn't it? Amazing what a little bit of well, yeah, a different experience and a different things can change you.
It changes.
That's genuine. You can go out there, you can go out to that country, and you can see what you see and do all what you do, and it genuinely 100% will change you. Matt, it'll change you, mate. I'm telling you, it's going to change Rick again when he sees the difference. You're going to go over there and you're going to think, roll on next year, roll on next year, roll on year after.
That leads on to next year, as we were talking the other day. We've got to do one.
We've got to do it, man.
Got to.
Do what?
We've got to do it. That would be absolutely fucking awesome.
All the GKP go together.
We've got to do it, yeah. That would be wicked.
What do you mean there is no Gaz has already said tonight.
You know what I mean? It's not like a gang. It's not a clique, is it? It's not a group. It's just the name of the show. It is what it is.
Gaz and his gimps.
Gaz and his gimps.
Andrew says, have a great trip, guys. Can't wait to see the vids on Vince's channel, and so pleased that you had a great trip. Thanks for everything you all do. Appreciate it, Andrew. Thanks very much, mate.
We're going to do it different. We're going to do it naked.
Oh no. Oh. You said about this, Rick, that we'll sit together. There is no fucking way, excuse the language, but I'm going to sit with you naked. No way.
You could always put some snow over your delicate areas.
No. No, it ain't happening.
Boss out there, Ryan says, Gaz watched all your videos. You never had a smile off your face. I mean, honestly, I haven't had one off my face since I come home either. It was literally fantastic. And I've spent the last 2 days talking about it. In fact, I've spent all week talking about it. And even sat and spoke about it to family members as well. Whereas normally they won't be interested. My wife actually watched every one of my videos that I put out. That shit's rare as hell. She don't watch any of my content, but she watched every single video.
Sure you enjoyed it. Naughties.
Oh, maybe.
You even spoke to some people who got accused of breaking down on the side of the road.
It's what?
You even spoke to people for that long.
Yeah.
That they got accused of breaking down on the side of the road.
I rang Matt just to have a quick natter with him, like just have a bit of a chat, and he must have been sat there for an hour and 45 minutes aside at road. He was sat there with his hazards on, just outside the street for ages.
Not even a lay-by, just up on the grass verge, 44.
Just driving past. Are you okay? You broke down.
They were, to be fair, hats off, mate. They were good.
Yeah, they were superb.
That's the thing, isn't it? Content's got to be engaging.
I did bring a few goodies home, Dr. Kempo. I got the calendar there behind us at the back. I got a selection of little towels. I got a gifted a jumper. I bought myself a t-shirt. I wanted to get a few more. I wanted to get a Dainichi one, but we didn't have a chance to get in there. Well, we did, but
He wanted money.
No, it weren't that. It weren't that at all. By the time I'd realised that because I was like, I was wandering around everywhere. And I went into the packing area, and all these guys are there packing fish in these boxes. They all turned and looked as if to me, and I thought, I don't think I should be in here. I turned around and wandered back out. But then we were going around all the rest of the place that they got, and I'm thinking, you just get mesmerised by looking at one thing to another thing to another thing. And then I thought, oh shit, I never got a Dainichi t-shirt. I wanted to get one of their t-shirts as well. I would have liked to have got a fair few t-shirts from them, but yeah, I got engrossed in the filming and recording of it all, and watching Ryan go through what he said. You get bored of doing this, which I genuinely 100%. You only seen a percentage of what we stood there for hours. When we went to Isa, me and Ryan was, if anybody wants to see how wet we was, you can have a look at the video on TikTok. Me and Ryan was piss wet through, literally soaking. I went outside for a couple of minutes, went out and had a bit of a vape, and then came back in. And when I come back in, my legs were steaming because it was that warm in there that my legs were so wet and so cold from outside. And when I come back in, they were steaming with the heat from inside the room. But I did. The lemon sours are really good. You're going to enjoy them. I've got 4 left in fridge. So I actually going to have one of them tonight.
You brought them back.
I did bring some. No, I've not brought them back. I bought some over there, and then I bought some more to bring back. So I brought a pack of 6 home. Couldn't get them in my suitcase. They had to go in someone's second suitcase that got loads of spare room. So I popped them in there and swatched them back out at the airport when we come out. Smuggled them.
Jeff smuggled your lemon sours.
It wasn't Jeff, actually. It was Rob that smuggled them back for me.
I just can't. Like Ryan was saying earlier on, that next week, by the time you come over, he'll be walking around the same fish farms that he walked around with himself and with Crafty, and that stock would have all changed. So he'll be buying again from the same fish houses because there's new stock, new fish that have moved in there.
How did you know? How did you know I'd been in the pond? I know you put on there with the laughing face, and the fox. How did you know I'd been in that pond? Who told you? Because that did get shared in my group, but I don't know if you're in. I don't know if you're in the
about an hour after you did it. It was everywhere.
Yeah, probably was, wasn't it? Yeah, probably was.
All over social media.
Yeah, okay. That's why I weren't bothered. The fact that I got it back was like mint. Vince mentioned it. So that meant Rick showed Vince, and then, yeah, that's it. It were out. But yeah, I did.
Rick's the one that's put it
so
out.
You were actually trying to tell me that Vince stole my thunder on one of my bloopers on holiday? Vince, you shithouse. Yeah, stole me thunder. People had already got it out there before. They already even knew. I spent 20 minutes.
It was out there before you fell in.
It probably was. You know, Ryan actually took a picture of it and thought, if you don't get this phone back, I won't ever use this footage. But then when I got his phone back, he thought, that's it. It's going everywhere. So, yeah. It's a wicked country, man. Absolutely brilliant. I don't think I've stopped talking about it. I don't even think I've come up for air tonight. Let me show you. One sec. I shall go show you this. Just to prove it. Just to show that I can actually say I've had some.
Saki.
Oh, mate. I'm going to have to have a shower at work tomorrow, aren't I?
Yeah, because you're going to stink.
How many's in the car?
7.
Not tomorrow. To the airport tomorrow.
4.
That's all right. I've had fried egg, boiled egg, and poached egg tonight.
Oh, dear. And you don't hold back either, right?
Egg-tastic.
Oh, it's going to be awesome.
I bet they don't have pickled eggs in Japan. Oh, they do. They probably do.
Yeah, they use the, what do you call it, eggs, don't they? The ones that already got the chicken in them.
No, that's not. They don't.
It is true.
Yeah, we've got nothing to be up for tomorrow morning. There we go. Lemon sours. Oh, well, good.
Guys, when you're out there, did you find any of the eggs with the chicks inside them that you eat?
No.
No.
No, no, I didn't, and no, I wouldn't have done. I did have an egg on one of my fermented duck eggs, Rick. Rob says there. I did have. I don't know if it was a fermented egg, but I did have an egg cut in half on the ramen.
Yeah,
on one of the dishes.
that's standard boiled egg. That's a boiled egg.
Yeah. It just looked like a normal egg. They weren't all manky or all that.
These ones got half-formed chicks in them.
That's China, mate. That's China. That's different.
I mean, I will eat some stuff, but I ain't eating that shit.
In China, just a different region.
Yeah,
but that
like a whole area.
It's well nice. It's got a bit of a. It's a bit sour, but they're good. We were having pints of it while we were out, so yeah, it's nice.
So I'm not driving.
I did read yesterday that sake, the liqueur, the drink, is the most healthiest liquor you can drink. Yeah,
that stuff's strong.
Sake, the rice wine.
Yeah,
rice wine. Yeah, that's well.
It's so healthy, right? When you drink a bottle, the next day it just disappears.
You don't have a hangover.
No, you don't. No, promise you, mate.
It's not that strong. No, it's
only dead, man. That stuff's like rocket fuel.
No, it's not. It's only between 20 and 25.
No,
yeah.
I've had some that's like 40%.
You think that one there that I'm drinking tonight is 42?
I don't know.
You're mixing that with Coke. You're drinking rice wine neat, mate.
I don't know if it's vodka based or whether it's gin based. Because I can't fucking read any of it.
It can't be gin based.
How can it?
Is that alcoholic then?
Yeah, this is 7.something%. Says it somewhere.
I get confused with what percent and the volume differences.
You're doing a whole new
7%. 7% alcohol.
Well, we came up with a plan that we're going to do a tradition like port. If you crack the bottle open, you got to finish it.
It does. They do the lemon sour. They do it in a 4%, 7%, and a 9%. But they taste nice and they work.
There you go.
But yeah, they're good.
Soon to be discovered.
So have you actually packed, Rick, yet?
No, I was supposed to do it tonight, but I was busy.
Been busy on here.
I haven't even found my passport yet.
I think you should do a boys' calendar. Naked with your favourite koi in front of you. Cheeky.
I'd have to have a big 1 meter long fish then.
Yeah. Crafty can use a fingerling. Sorry, Crafty.
I thought you were going to go. It'd have to be a tancho or something.
Yeah,
shoot emoji.
Rick, in your case, how are you going to know it's a tancho when it's still in the egg?
Don't know, mate. I'm that free. It doesn't bother me.
Is that Michael Thompson that actually wants a picture of us or a calendar full of naked pictures of us, or is that just something you think we should do for the masses, not personally for yourself?
I think we need to do the GKP wives.
The GKP wives. What?
I can imagine the words that would come out of Zoe's mouth.
I can imagine that one. That's going to be a definite.
You can F off will be the first words you'll say.
It is. You should be straight up for it.
Yeah, right. I'll message her in a minute and ask her. You up for it then?
She's on a shift at the hospital. Don't message you just yet.
She'll still answer me.
Don't answer me.
I tell you what were weird. I mean, I know it's they're just YouTubers as well, and they're not really celebrities in any way, shape, or form. But when you walk into an hotel lobby and you walk around corner to the seating area, and you got Evo that just turns around and says, "Morning, guys." I'm like, what? It was mad. It was a bit to see them all just sat there, and then when you're at the show and you come walking in, and I caught him come walking in eating a sandwich, and I walked over to have a chat with him. We got Fitz walking over to come and say hello to us and having a nap with us. It was a bit surreal, some of it. It was mint. Well, yeah.
But
I don't
that's
think I really need.
So how do you think it even
well, it's the
you?
world you're in, isn't it? You're
Well,
on
it kind of
YouTube.
was, mate. But it was. You walk down into the lobby and there's like 15, 20 guys all waiting to get in the vehicle to go up to the mountains to go look at koi. It was cool as shit, man. It really was. And we're all, and they were like, I'll see you up in the mountains in a bit.
Mad.
And off they all went to go do their all different, Yeah, pretty cool. One hell of an experience. And I know for those that do that kind of things regularly, but yeah, it was pretty special, man. And just to think, lads, you're going to be doing that in what, 40 hours?
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the flight.
Oh yeah, what?
Not shit out of him.
It's bad. The flight's bad. It literally is. Right. I'll say it both to same. I think I've already told you, Matt. But if you've got a laptop, or if you've got an iPad, or if you've got some kind of device you can watch something on, put a box series on it or something that you haven't seen, something that you can watch there and watch back. Because the flights on the plane, if you're up to date with your movies and stuff, you've seen them all. Well, I have. I've seen everything that were on there. So it were a case of, I've got to watch this film again. You get halfway into it and you get naffed. I mean, I'm not one of these kind of guys I can't sit and watch the same thing again and again and again. I'm lying. There's one or two films that I can do it with, but those are films that I've really enjoyed. Like Shawshank Redemption. I must have watched that film 4 or 5 times, but I could have probably watched that film on the plane and think, yeah, sweet, I can enjoy this. But it's a long flight, man, and it's 14 hours. It takes. Don't look at the map. Don't look at the map that comes up on the little monitor where you can see where you are globally, and you can see exactly where you are. Because I did it thinking on the way out, I'd had a little bit of a nap and I woke up, and then I'd had a little bit of a nap and I woke up again, and I thought, I watched a movie. I watched some. We've done 2.5 hours, mate. I was gutted. I was like, no, we still got hours and hours and hours to go. And then I watched a couple more movies. By the time I'd watched 3 movies, I thought, yeah, we got to be well on his way now. Yeah, just shy of halfway. I'm thinking, fucking hell, this is taking forever. And Jeff landed perfect though, right? Me and Ryan, like Ryan was there, and I had a guy. He was on the edge of the outer seat on the aisle side. Then there was a guy at the aisle side, and then there was me, and then there was a lady at the side of me. We got a space between me and the lady, and she was Japanese and never said a word, never even made eye contact, just sat there all the way. I've things on, and she did nothing but really sleep all the way. And I'm thinking, God, I wish I could have slept. And then we've got Jeff, like when we were putting the suitcases in, Brian says, Jeff, did you pick your seat? And he went, what? Do you mean did I pick my seat? He said, you just flicked through it all, didn't you? You just carried on pressing continue, didn't you? He went, yeah. He says, so I don't know where my seat is. So like Jeff's like 20 rows further ahead of us. And he landed a blinder, didn't he? Absolute blinder. When we were stood there in the airport, there was an American couple, quite an attractive young lady that was with this gentleman. And guess who Jeff gets to sit next to all the way there on flight? This little stunning American piece that was with her fella. And he's like giving him, Jeff's just sat there all the way with this little proper nice young lady. And he's got to sit all the way 14 hours outside of her. He says, well, we were talking all the way there. I bet you was. So he sat there all the way along. And me and Ryan are I kept turning and looking every now and again. And all Ryan's like, it's just on phone doing, people contacting him, sending him all what his awards and stuff are coming through, and he's getting more and more info, and he's going, guys, I've got this, I've won this, I've won that. I'm thinking, fucking hell, man, how do you finding all that out? He says, oh, they've already released it all. I'm like, what? Sweet.
Yeah, done. Grand champion before you got there.
The results were out before we even got off at halfway there on plane. So we're like, but he was buzzing. And then I seen him sleep for about 25, 30 minutes. And that were it. The rest of the time he was on the phone doing whatever and organising, sorting and doing everything and dealing with everything. So it was pretty hectic for him. You could tell when he got there he was done in. but he was straight there, straight to hotel, dropped his stuff off, dropped his bags off, couldn't check in till 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And we got there at like 9 o'clock in the morning, 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning, or something like that. So we're literally from there, dropped all the stuff off, and we're like, so what are we doing now then? Oh, straight to the show. Boom. Straight from there, straight over to the show. And from 1 minute stepping off a plane, next minute we're looking around belters like that. It was mint. Absolutely
We get
fantastic.
to relax though because we're landing on a Sunday. We ain't doing a lot when we get there.
No, we are. We're straight out.
You're straight out, mate. There ain't none of that. You're doing your bags are in your room, or you leave your bags in foyer,
We are
go
straight
cover
out,
with a blanket, and
We're going straight out to the restaurant.
No, we're straight out to Fish Farm.
Straight out to farms. If what time you're there in the morning, you're gonna be landing.
9 o'clock.
Yeah,
we arrived
Sunday's
first.
it's not a good day.
It is, mate. Yeah, I'm telling you, you'll be good. You'll be round summer. You won't be not doing no on a Sunday. Guarantee you'll be out.
Day rest.
I know where we're going and what we got coming, and I ain't letting on.
You're letting off.
You're not letting up.
I'll be letting off. I've had eggs and eggs and eggs.
On the plane, we're in a row of 5. And I'm going to sit you in amongst everybody so that if you do fart, everybody can take the blame for it.
And if I snore,
You
it
all
won't
got
be
your
me.
seats in a row then?
Yeah,
Oh my God.
I know.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine it? Me in the middle.
Yeah.
You are in the middle, actually. The middle of
You're going to be squeezing past every 2 minutes to get off and pop.
Rabsy
pop-
Nesbit. Like, we're back with a string vest. They don't know what's coming.
What you're looking forward to most then, Matt?
the food, believe it or not.
The food. Honestly, food is mint, mate.
I know. I just love
Not the company.
Sorry?
Not the company.
No, I've had your company way too long. Yeah. I love cultures. So it's like when you hear and you see on TV people buying houses in Spain or wherever, and they're on complexes where they've just got English all around them. It's
Yeah,
like,
I
fuck
like that,
that. I'm like, I want to buy somewhere that's away from everybody and live.
I'll tell you one thing that threw me a little bit, right? We travelled up in car where Ryan and the other 2 gentlemen that he went to meet, which was Rob and Colin. We travelled up in car with me and Jeff, and then we stopped at a services, and this service is like every, I don't know, 3-4 miles. There's tons of them on this road. They're just, again, a little, but when you get there, it's literally, there's a restroom, there's a bit of a toilet break area so you can get a bit freshened up, and then there's a Starbucks. So so we went in this Starbucks, and I went to bathroom first and come back in. They'd already got the drinks and they were on the way back out the door. And I'm stood in there, and I placed an order, got my coffee. I was just putting some sugar in, and then there was this lad and a lass stood there outside of us. Like, the young lass looked as if she could be English. Do you know what I mean? I mean, you don't know, do you? Could have been from any country, but she didn't look Japanese. But the lad looked as if, you know, he was a little bit Japanese. And they're thinking, right. And they're straight, the first words out of the mouth, like the word Geordies. I travelled all the way to Japan. First people I hear speak somewhere is 2 Geordies. I'm thinking, that's mad. Come all this way. And you just have 2 random people outside of me putting some sugar and coffee in and then mixing the brews up and doing the same themselves and just talking away to each other. And I'm thinking, fucking hell, never expected that. All that way. Mad.
Well, what are they doing there?
I don't know. I guess
You didn't ask him.
they were either on holiday or what, I don't know, or they were there. Maybe they got family there. They were visiting. I don't know. It would just blew me away. Never expected it, because he looked like he was Japanese, but she didn't. So I kind of thought, you know, maybe students or whatever. But yeah, then they both started with a Geordie accent talking away to each other. I was like, I didn't expect that at all. Is Matt sitting next to the what? What's that? The window. Oh, yeah. Wait till you see the view out the window, man, when you get there. Fucking hell. It's mint.
I want to see. Yeah, I am against the window. I think I might have to change that position for me.
What's that? Sarah says, please don't forget to show your appreciation. Give a like. Give the live a thumbs up, stroke like. Thank you very much, Sarah. Appreciate it. Well, there's nothing else for it, gentlemen, other than to wrap this one up, which is the first one back since being in Japan, and then get to listen to you guys when you come back from your trip and get to hear it all over again.
Fuck off. We're doing it live in Japan next week.
Sweet. I hope you are. You know, honest to God, right? You get 5G up there, full signal. I'm here in the middle of Huddersfield, and I can't even hardly even get a signal on my phone. Up in mountains, I got a full bar 5G. Everywhere I went, damn near it.
We'll be in the hotel, just coming back in from a night out then. Matt's birthday, isn't it? Valentine's night.
Oh, yeah.
No, 11th.
11th.
We got Simon's tomorrow, mine on the 11th, and then we got Valentine's.
Oh, wow. Romantic. Free romantic evening.
Do they celebrate Valentine's in Japan?
Oh, of course they do. They love it.
It's a worldwide thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Isn't love a worldwide thing?
Oh, isn't it Japan's Love Week anyway?
Yeah.
Where
Love week.
no, it's something to do when I can't remember. Somebody was telling me about it. There's some special event on over there that they celebrate love.
Love week.
I have no idea, man. Have fun though if they are, especially if Rick gets in the mood. You're screwed.
No,
We still share a room for the whole week.
no.
Single
Oh,
bed.
Cass, did you share a room with Jeff?
No.
Thank fuck for that. Somebody
No.
said, did you see they were all in the same room? And I was like, no, they weren't. Yes, they were. No, they weren't. And I was like, there was no way I was spending a week in a room with Rick.
No. I got my own. Everybody had their own individual room. But when we came back, because we needed to book a room for overnight for our flight in the morning, and it was a weekend, the prices were well expensive. So we just said, look, just get a double room for the one night. What difference did it make?
Cool.
We'll make do.
Make do for the one night. But the room was mint, man. It was yeah. The hotel that we stopped in on way back was sweet, proper nice.
Don't worry, Rick. We'll ask if we can have a room that's got adjoining doors.
Adjoining doors.
Yeah, so you go from one.
We
room
were
to
all on the same floor.
They
But we
were
were
adjoining doors then, aren't they?
But we weren't all in the same room. Who thought we were all in the same room?
It was your last video. It must have been Jeff was in your room when you were videoing.
Oh yeah, but we shared on the last room in the airport back before his trip to. We were up at 7, and we had to be at the airport for 8. And literally, that was sweet. We walked out of the airport, out of the hotel, into the lobby, into the lift, down 2 floors. Out of that, straight down a corridor, down another corridor, and walk straight into airport. It was mad. It's all linked in. They know how to do it over there, mate. I'm telling you, it's crazy.
Oh.
Everything is like Tokyo is bob on. When you get out there in Niigata, it's like being back in 80s. I swear.
I like 80s.
Yeah, it was sweet. That's what I liked about it, Rick. It was so kick back and relaxed and so chilled out that, yeah, it was meant. Proper priest up there. Wait till you hear the crows. I know it sounds stupid, man, but I heard a crow out there and I thought, what the hell? That crow sounds so much more different to us.
Crow sounds more crowy. Our crows don't sound as crowy as that.
You're going to hear him now and you're going to go, oh, man, he's right. How much different do they sound to us? I swear to God, totally different.
Matt was just get the gun out and shoot it.
Maybe a raven or maybe a crow, whichever they were. They sound so much more different to ours.
I'm just laughing at Andy's comment, Matt and Rick in the Love Hotel.
Yeah, 100%. The Love Hotel.
It won't be the first time.
It won't be the first time.
It won't
be
be.
the first time Matt has feared for his life. I'll tell you, Andrew. It's quite recent. Last summer he was rather worried. Have a great trip, guys. Rick, don't get locked up over there. Vince will never survive. That's right.
It's going to get withdrawals.
I know it's not going to be. Isn't it?
You'll have enough.
2 weeks though for you, innit? Do you not go and then come back and then go again?
Yeah.
Literally within hours between of you getting home from Japan, you're off again.
Yeah, it's all turned out. Apparently, yeah. Well, apparently I booked it, so it's probably not apparently. It probably is true.
Let's just hope we got no delays because you're going to go through hell then.
No, weirdly, her brother's flying as well from Gatwick at the same time, going to Egypt maybe. So she'll have company. So yeah. So I'm coming back, and then a few hours later I've got to be back. I've got to get from Heathrow to Gatwick. Maybe come back here to pick them up or not. I don't know.
And then whiz back. There was a second. A second.
Yeah. And then turns out her brother's flying from Gatwick at the same time as well.
Why don't you just get picked up at Heathrow and taken to Gatwick then?
Because it's 12 hours. So I can come home. Ta-da, I'm home. Then we'll go back again. I don't know. Be fine. It all works out, doesn't it?
It's going to be an awesome trip.
It will be an awesome trip. And it'll be an awesome trip. Last time it just turned out exactly the same last time. I came back. I literally got out of the airport, had to go to a meal with her friends from the hospital. And then we finished that, got back in a taxi and went back to the airport to fly to Morocco. It's mad. I don't know. It is like deja vu.
20 years almost to the day.
Yeah. These things happen, don't they? Don't fight it. Flow. We're still live. I don't know why. Gaz, why does he not shut the live down?
He's still buzzing. He just wants to keep talking.
He wants to be live forever. You're still live.
We're still live, I know. Well, we won't be for very
4
much
hours.
longer, so I apologise, guys. I had to just pop.
4 hours of just you talking.
4 hours of me talking utter nonsense.
I said this would happen.
No.
It'd be a
You
gas
did,
night.
mate. You did predict it. You were right. There you go. Going to bed, guys. Great show tonight, and have a great trip. Yeah, enjoy, guys. Right then, as that one has been for literally coming up to 4 hours. Andrew says, Rick, when was the last time you had a long way? When was the last time you was a long way from the farm?
Quite often.
Last year. He's always on holiday. Rick has more holidays.
Yeah, last year when he went France fishing,
Yeah,
that was a long way away from the farm.
Don't you?
Rick,
don't.
Rick has about 4 holidays every year. He's
Yeah,
the most well-travelled person. He's more travelled than the air hostess.
You have to go away to experience being home.
To experience being home or appreciate being home.
I don't know.
Experience being home.
Yeah.
Right then, guys. Thank you very much for everybody that's tuning in this evening, and we are dropping numbers quite rapidly. We're up 69 for the usual thing, guys. Thank you very much for joining us, everybody. Thank you, Rick. Thank you, Crafty, obviously, for dropping in, and thank you, Matt, for coming on and joining us. I hope to see you guys when you get back. I hope to see something of you while you're over there, and all. Don't be afraid of sending some messages or some pictures or some images, or let me know when you're online so I can have a natter and a chat. I want to know what you think while you're over there. And until next week, which these guys won't be here, but
We could be. I'm not
could
being
be.
funny.
You could be, you might be, if you wanted to do that early 3 o'clock morning thing, live from your own bedrooms.
No,
Or
for the
We'll be in
karaoke.
the same room, wouldn't we?
you could be in the same room, yeah.
I'll be
Live from
wearing
the
my nightie.
shared room with the adjacent
I'll
door.
be wearing the suspenders, as you mentioned earlier.
Yep, keep yours in suspenders. That's the one. There you go, Rick. You're in. He's taking some suspenders.
It's an in, isn't it?
Or more than you're gonna have a belt in time. Enjoy it, guys. Usual thing, guys. If you've been enjoying this kind of content, do us a huge favor. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, and until next time, keep smiling, and we'll catch you on the next one when hopefully we might be able to tune in with these guys and see how they're doing. Take care, all. Thanks for joining us.
Goodbye.
Good night.
My finger look weird then.
Yeah, your finger.
Yeah, you had to like that.
I've got big hands, haven't I?
Cricket bat. Have you got big hands? If you put them, well, mine are massive.